At Lovers, you can get what you really want this holiday, a perfect pleasure present. Find a sexy gift for a loved one and pick up something indulgent for yourself. Lovers has lingerie, toys, and accessories for every desire. Lovers Rewards members can win a holiday sweepstakes grand prize worth over $4,000. With 18 Western Washington locations, Lovers is the place for sexy holiday gifting. Mention Indulge for 20% off your purchase. Visit loversstores.com for official sweepstakes rules.
This episode is brought to you by Progressive Insurance. Whether you love true crime or comedy, celebrity interviews or news, you call the shots on what's in your podcast queue. And guess what? Now you can call them on your auto insurance too with the Name Your Price tool from Progressive. It works just the way it sounds. You tell Progressive how much you want to pay for car insurance, and they'll show you coverage options that fit your budget. Get your quote today at Progressive.com to join the over 28 million drivers who trust Progressive. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Price and coverage match limited by state law.
Early holiday deals are here, and so are amazing deals at Amazon. You'll save so much on early holiday gifts for the home, like vacuums, bedding, and home decor. You'll have money left over for those sweet handbells you've had your eye on. Or those gingerbread scented candles that help with the illusion that you made the dessert yourself. Oh, what fun it is to save. Shop early holiday deals now.
Hey, what's the easiest way to find out what channel the game's on? Sports on What? Subscribe to the Sports on What app and quickly find the channel for every provider. Satellite, cable, or streaming. Sports on What knows the channel the game is on, and you can too. Download today.
And now, here's the question.
Hola, bitches. Good day to you and yours. All right, according to a new study, 1 in 3 kids worldwide are nearsighted. Keep in mind, they say this trend's been going up and up and up over the last couple of decades. But to break it down, only about 15% of children in the U.S. are nearsighted, but up to 85% of kids in Japan nearsighted. And look, I wear glasses because my vision sucks. It always has. But I didn't really know it until I got an eye exam as an adult. And now, with the help of my glasses, of course, I can see just fine. But that occasionally has its drawbacks because I don't necessarily always see what I don't want to see what it is I'm seeing. Unfortunately, I was wearing my glasses yesterday watching NFL football, and it would have been fine until cameras caught benched quarterback Gardner Minshew on the sideline, picking his nose and eating a booger. Now, for whatever reason, seeing another human being eat their boogers just makes my stomach turn. I would have been happy to have not seen that, but now I can't get it out of my head. Now, that said, I would rather watch people eat boogers with my 2 functioning eyes than only having 1 working eye, because the other was ripped out of my face by a retractable dog leash. That's what happened to a woman in Florida. See, her dog spotted a rabbit. The dog tried to give chase. She yanked down the leash, which snapped back and hit her in the eye. She now has a prosthetic eye, but no vision in it. And in case you're wondering, her dog, Blue, yeah, he's fine. Meanwhile, here in Seattle, a nameless dog survived a fall from an overpass onto I-5. Authorities aren't sure if the dog was thrown from the overpass, but I would just say it's a beagle, so it may very well have done it itself. At least my limited experience with beagles. I ain't the brightest. Anyway, but these are just some of the stories we've come across. Stories that left us with many questions we'd like to ask you in the form of our random question, and this is how it works. You call us, we ask you a question at complete random, and after you share your story, we will share with you the news story that inspired said question.
To be a part of the big show, the random question, call 206-803-ROCK. Like the Men's Room on Facebook, follow us on Twitter and Instagram at Men's Room Live, and send your emails to the Men's Room at KISW.com.
Early holiday deals are here, and so are amazing deals at Amazon. You'll save so much on early holiday fashion gifts, like cozy fits and stylish shirts. You'll have money left over for those aviators that make you feel like a maverick. Or that ugly holiday sweater that's like really ugly.
OMG, that's like really ugly.
Oh, what fun it is to save. Shop early holiday deals now.
At Lovers, you can get what you really want this holiday, a perfect pleasure present. Find a sexy gift for a loved one and pick up something indulgent for yourself. Lovers has lingerie, toys, and accessories for every desire. Lovers Rewards members can win a holiday sweepstakes grand prize worth over $4,000. With 18 Western Washington locations, Lovers is the place for sexy holiday gifting. Mention Indulge for 20% off your purchase. Visit loversstores.com for official sweepstakes rules.
This episode is brought to you by Progressive Insurance. Whether you love true crime or comedy, celebrity interviews or news, you call the shots on what's in your podcast queue. And guess what? Now you can call them on your auto insurance too with the Name Your Price tool from Progressive. It works just the way it sounds. You tell Progressive how much you want to pay for car insurance, and they'll show you coverage options that fit your budget. Get your quote today at Progressive.com to join the over 28 million drivers who trust Progressive. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Price and coverage match limited by state law.
Getting help for mental health shouldn't be as hard as it is. Thankfully, Mindful Therapy Group is here to make your mental health journey as painless as possible. Be seen in as little as 48 hours for in-person or telehealth appointments. Mindful partners with thousands of licensed clinicians to find the perfect fit for you. Whether you need talk therapy, psychological testing, even medication management, Mindful has you covered. Mindful Therapy Group also accepts insurance, so you can focus on you and not your wallet. Visit mindfultherapygroup.com to get started today.
Terms and conditions apply. For full details, see unlock.com/legal. Actor portrayal.
Lisa, thanks for having me over. Your new kitchen is gorgeous. How did you find the money to do it?
We worked with this great company, Unlock. They help you unlock the future value of your home to get the cash you need today.
So it's a home equity loan?
No, it's not a loan at all. There's no monthly payments and no interest charges ever. And you can use the money however you want. We were able to redo our kitchen and pay off our credit card debt.
Wow, Jack and I could really use this to finally pay off our old student loan debt. How do I get started?
It's easy. Just go to their website.
Go to unlock.com/radio to unlock the value in your home and get up to $500,000 in cash with no monthly payments and no interest ever. Pay off debt, improve your home, add to your retirement fund. It's up to you. Go to unlock.com/radio right now to see if you qualify to unlock the value in your home. That's unlock.com/radio. Go to unlock.com/radio.
The debauchery rolls on. You're listening to The Men's Room with Miles and Thrill. 99.9 KISW.
Oh, Macholas, away we go. Welcome to season 19, episode number 4192. What a large and in charge program we have for you today. Guaranteed future repeat. Exciting return of your guest is as good as mine. Our categories today: the best airlines in America. The safest airlines in America also happen to be on the list. They compared the 9 largest U.S. airlines and 1 regional carrier. So if you pick this, you only got to get 9. All right? Because I don't think you'll figure out the regional carrier.
Regional? All right.
13 metrics, including cost, delays, cancellations, injuries, entertainment options, legroom, and each airline was given an overall score. So there's one category. The other, and this just hot off the presses today, we have the 10 coolest cities in the U.S. and Canada.
Now, what qualifies as cool? Because that's a very subjective term.
Temperature.
Oh, they do mean temperature.
No. They mean cool cities. It's the cool factor. So basically, there are 10 cities in North America which they consider to be the coolest. The metrics: arts, the cultural scene, lifestyle, recreation, dining, nightlife, trendiness, media coverage. Okay. So they basically put all those together. There's 1 city in Canada. The rest are right here in the United States.
All right.
So those are your 2 categories today. The coolest cities and the best airlines. Also, wow, a chance for you to win tickets to see the Halloween Hullabaloo. That goes down this Sunday night at the Showwear Center in Kent.
Yes.
Godsmack, Hailstorm, you know the deal. Now, you have a chance to win those tickets all this week as we get set for the show on Sunday. So what they asked us to do is they said, hey, pick a time, and then around that time, you give the code word to text in to 206-803-ROCK.
Ooh,
and then your chance to win. So what we determined was the time today will be 4:20.
Man, oh man, that's a good time.
4:20. We'll give you the secret word. You text that to 206-803-ROCK for your chance to win tickets. And join us Sunday, first big Halloween party of the year. We were informed today in a meeting that these tickets are maybe not available before the end of the week.
Right.
So if you don't win them, be sure to buy them. It looks like it's going to sell out before Sunday night.
And look, don't worry about Godsmack or Hailstorm. Just show up to see us in Halloween costumes. That is
and
correct.
we're one of your own. Enjoy the evening. It's going to be a good Sunday night.
I believe we, Mike, my understanding is that in your new home, you had your first porch pirate experience where they stole one half of your Halloween costume.
Correct. So the way that it shook down is I had two parts to my Halloween costume, and I picked up my stuff, and I opened it and went, well, half of it's here, and the other half, sure enough, they took a picture, and that's not a picture that I grabbed. That's not a package that I grabbed.
Well, welcome to your first porch pirate.
And then it was found on the other side of the street by my mother-in-law, who found it ripped open. And based on what I know to be in there, I don't know why they kept it, but they did. So whoever is wearing that shirt, enjoy that shirt.
You know who you are.
Yes, you do.
You're going to see him in your neighborhood.
That's right. That's what I was going to say. You might sit down at the bar and look over and go,
man.
That's the guy.
Either that or I'm going to randomly punch somebody who just has the same taste as I do.
That's the guy right there.
Based on the shirt you got, I don't think that's going to be the case. That's going to be the guy.
That's right. I'm going to just deck him.
And Mike, thank you for putting in a day off for us the following Monday, as it's going to be a late night for us. We appreciate you hooking up the show like that and making sure that we have Monday off after the Halloween hullabaloo.
We should thank Castle for that.
Are you listening, Ryan?
Are
we okay?
Thank you for that.
That's so cool of you. I mean, Sunday night, I'm in bed normally by 9, I got to be honest. So as an old man,
really?
No, I'm just saying that. So I get the day off on Monday,
I will say Sunday night is probably the night I go to the bed earliest.
Yeah, 9 times out of 10, that's the early day. Mm-hmm. Plus, the weekend is caught up with me by then. Like, just go to bed.
And Monday.
Yeah, and if like you watch some football or whatever, it's just like, and it's not like necessarily going to sleep, but like seriously, sometimes like I'll just watch the Foods That Built America in bed.
Mm-hmm. Mondays are painful for me, man. I'm just like I'm still tired. I need one more day.
Well, you just got back from Florida.
I was in an airport all day yesterday, so I'm just absolutely.
Which just sucks. It's amazing how tired you get when you do nothing all day.
Mm-hmm.
Right, when you're flying, I mean, it's not like you're flying the plane. It's not like you have to do much. Like, sit down to the bar and wait. Sit on the plane, let them fly, and inexplicably, by the time you get home, like, I want to go to bed.
Oh, yeah. And the airport I was in, the entire state of Florida is evacuating. So it wasn't like a nice, easy...
Did they already close down a bunch of... Because wasn't there just like one in your general area that's still open because of all this hurricane stuff?
There's 2 that are actually coming. There's one, whatever this one is, Milton. And then there's another one, Leslie, that's like... It's out there, too, yeah. So there's 2 of them. And this one's... But you would think, I swear, that everybody who was evacuating Florida left the Panama City airport like I did.
The same time, same flight, same destination.
And they were talking about it, and they were telling people, and then all of a sudden, man, the switch just flipped, and it was like, game on now. Like, you need to leave now. You need to get out of here, especially if you're in the Tampa area. So my dad and his girlfriend, they had to evacuate yesterday.
And you said they're going door to door now, the cops. Like,
well, yeah,
leave.
They're knocking on doors. Are you home? Do you need help?
I mean, it looks worse than the storm that hit last week.
It's going to be horrible. Winds right now at 175 miles an hour.
That is ridiculous. And they said it should slow down a bit by the time it makes landfall. But if you're at 175, slowing down a bit ain't much at all. And then also, they're like, oh, don't worry about the wind. Yeah, it's blowing really hard. It's the rain.
And shockingly enough, for the size of Florida, there's only like 2 major interstates that run north and south.
Yeah.
I mean, you're on 95 on the east side, and then there's a couple other roads on the west. But, there's roads that go to Orlando and stuff. But when you need to get out of there, it's jam-packed. I mean, the interstates themselves are and I can also see the devastation from the last hurricane. So up in the plane, I'm looking down like, oh, man, like areas really got tore up.
It's bad.
So either way, I'm just happy to be home and alive. And not stuck down there for, however long. Thank God. Because I was like...
I mean, what could you really do, though? Then you would have to, try to rent a car and drive out of that state?
But you still have to drive. Like Miles said, it'd be like I-5, right? I mean, that is basically our main...
Everybody has to leave.
Everyone.
Yeah,
all at once, get on there and go.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, I got friends there, and I hate bugging her. Because it's like, I feel like I ask you this every 4 days. Are you guys okay? Right? Because, I mean, they live right there.
Yeah.
Yay for them.
Good times.
Chainsaws.
Hello, Scott. Welcome to the men's room.
Liquor and chainsaws.
Liquor and chainsaws.
Scott, what's happening? Welcome to the program. Random question. Let's see what we got here for you. Okay. Okay. If it was a big deal or not, serious or maybe just trivial, what was wrong with you when you were growing up as a kid? Was anything medically wrong with you? Learning standpoint?
Even if you had to just get braces?
I don't know if I can say this on the air, but I had an ability to pleasure myself orally.
Okay. Oh, that was
all right.
Okay, so that.
At what age did you discover this?
17.
Wow.
All right.
All right. Did you do it more than once?
Yeah.
All right. Well, yoga, I guess, has its benefits.
Well, I've talked to one other guy that was on these airwaves years ago who said he could do the same thing. He just sounded kind of beat down by it, right? And we're like, wow, dude, that's incredible. What is the experience like? Said you feel more like you're delivering the pleasure than receiving it. I'm like, okay, all I need to know. You're more aware of what you're doing as opposed to what you're receiving. And he's like, I did it once. And he goes, just that alone. He goes, like, I thought it'd be great. And I completely understand. Roughly the same age where you're like, and who needs a woman? And he was like, dude, I just felt like I was giving a mouth hug. Not that I was receiving one.
I think. But I mean, it's weird because it's already, like when you do it by yourself, like.
Right, just regular hand-to-hand combat.
But that's already kind of like, you're not doing that for other people.
Sure.
But I'm with you. It seems different if you can actually use your, like a mouth hug.
I would just say, like for me personally, and do your own thing, but like my hands are for me and whoever I'm with. My mouth, just for the other person. Like even if I could do that, just like, but I'm giving a mouth hug.
Well, I will say this.
Even if it's me, it's kind of weird.
As far as being a kid these days, it's definitely a lot different than when we were growing up in a lot of different ways. My daughter she's a teacher now, and some of the drills that they have to do are not drills that we had to do, and I think that those drills speak for themselves. Yeah, but they learned those drills before fire drills or before any of the other things.
Did they have to do the one? In addition to fire drills, we did not have the school shooting drills because that wasn't a thing. But you still had the Red Scare, so we had to do the nuclear bomb drills. In the event that did you have to do this in West Virginia?
We did not. We did not. We did do tornado drills because
that makes sense.
But now it's more prevalent that's happening in that area than it ever was then. But as my daughter was telling me this, I just thought to myself, wow, that is a hell of a way to start the school year.
Yeah.
I mean, just
the active shooter drill?
Yeah, and just knowing how to barricade a room and tipping over desks.
My kids are learning
escape.
Right?
Yeah.
And you got to. It's a K through 8 school, and I'm just like, Jesus Christ, man. And I get it. Look, it's a reality where we're at, but that's so uncool that my kids have to learn it. And not that they learn it, but the fact that when you do these drills, what you're saying is there's a real chance this will happen.
No.
Fire, people can understand. No. Fire's not personal.
On the positive side, it seems like if you do have some either learning, challenges or whatever is going on, that seems to be better diagnosed now than, when we were growing up as far as actually knowing and understanding what your limitations are and how you can overcome them and how you can do better at things.
Well, they figured out that different people have different things going on. I feel like when we were growing up, it's like, look, either you learn this S or you don't, or either you pay attention in this class or you don't. That was the beginning and end.
Yep.
The rules are the rules. So again, looking back, I can go, this kid was autistic. This kid had ADHD, all these things. And it's all the same cast of characters basically year after year in every class, but you diagnose it. And so they're treated a little different and they can move on with the educational thing as opposed to, Billy, I don't know why you have to keep talking. Shut up. And that's just the way it works.
Absolute humiliation. That was one thing.
Oh, God, yeah.
Whether you were getting paddled in the hallway, whether your homeroom teacher was calling you out and telling you that you could not eat lunch that day because, once again, I sent you a note home and you owe money for reduced lunch and you've yet to show up with that money.
Oh, yeah, your personal business was everybody's business in the
classroom. This had nothing to do with the kid in the room. This is just, with the homeroom teachers telling that
the kid
who is now absolutely humiliated and embarrassed.
Oh, yeah.
My thing was I just couldn't. I know for a fact I have a very difficult time paying attention to stuff for very long. I've got a short attention span, which works now with the way media works, but at the time...
You've finally grown into your own.
Exactly. I mean, I still have a hard time sitting down and watching a movie.
Yeah.
It's just, unless I'm in a movie theater, I can't... I'm going to get up, I'm going to start doing stuff, I'm going to have to rewind stuff, going to have to pause things. I just have a hard time focusing unless it's really, really good. For that long
I know kids have to deal with crap like on social media. That's horrible. But, man, the stuff that we used to make fun of people for or the stuff they made fun of you for, it's like it's done, right? Because if you had braces... Hey, brace face, right? It was just a thing.
Glasses.
20%. Glasses, you were 4 eyes. Every kid I know now, they will brag to me to tell me, Mr. Steve, what's wrong with your mouth, dude? And they open it wide. And I got braces.
Yeah.
And, they are stoked. Or, I got glasses because my eyes suck.
Not only that, but
there's people putting on fake braces.
What?
They don't even need them.
Oh, come on.
Well, yeah. I do remember those headsets that look like a full face mask for a defensive
Oh, you look
tackle.
like Saturn.
I mean,
Yeah.
kids would have that on like, oh, my God.
Dude, they did. That was the worst.
The reason we asked serious or trivial, what was wrong with you as a kid? A new study published by the British Journal of Ophthalmology found that kids need glasses for nearsightedness more than ever. According to the BBC, 1 in 3 kids has developed that globally. And that number is set to rise to more than half of all adolescents by 2050. As
Should
you were
have
saying,
invested in Warby Parker, Ted.
well,
Yeah, I know.
As you were saying last week, you didn't know you needed glasses till later in life. I
don't
didn't
know.
I did not know that either until I went to get my driver's license when I was 16.
Yeah, exactly. You don't think you know what you know, and then the person giving the exam starts saying things like, "Are you being serious?"
I failed the eye exam.
Yeah.
I got the written part right. I got the driving part right. They're like, you should not be driving. Like, parallel park fine. You're just blind.
You can't see.
And then when I got glasses, I was like, oh my God.
Yeah, it is a game changer.
More of the random question coming up, 206-803-ROCK.
KISW. The shenanigans continue. This is the men's room with Miles and Thrill.
It is random question, 206-803-ROCK.
Random.
Hello, Corey. Welcome to the men's room.
What's going on?
Hola.
Corey, welcome to the program.
Snicker biscuits.
Why not? It's Monday. All right, let's go with this one. As far as your places you've lived in your lifetime, roommates, the whole deal, who would you prefer never comes to your home ever again? Who do you hope that never knocks on your door, enters your house? You just don't want them to be where you live.
It's always the exes. It's always going to be the exes.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, that's fair.
Yeah. But no friend of a friend, so to speak, someone who maybe stole something from your house at a party.
That's the downside of it. If they're a friend of a friend and they're still an ex because they still potentially know where you're at.
Okay.
It sucks altogether.
Well, do you have a lot of exes stalking you? Like, I'm comfortable that any of my exes could have my address, and I'm not worried about seeing them.
Right.
Correct.
Except one.
Currently no, but just in the basis of females I've dealt with, yeah.
Well,
it would be bad if the better part of them knew where I lived, and yeah.
Okay.
I would thrill. Like, I have exes. I'm not.
Yeah, we're not friends.
We're not friends, but like, in no way would I be worried if they knew my home address.
Well, yeah. How about family or someone like look, okay. I have 2 friends on the East Coast. One has unfortunately passed on, but the other one I know for a fact. I do not want them to know where I live because they have crashed on my couch.
This is the freeloader guy?
Yeah, for months at a time. And family, the same, maybe I'll come out and see you. All right, well, how long is it? I'm going to stay for 10 days.
We've exercised all the freeloaders out of the life. They've. I mean, we're at 40 years old. We're going into
I understand.
If you're still couch surfing, then like we're not on the same level. You need to grow in your life.
What is your age cutoff for the freeloader couch surfer? Because we've all known that person.
This all goes back. This all goes back 20-some years.
Well, I know, but
that's all varying. That's all varying basis, though. Because I mean, your friends could come upon a life situation where they were all on the straight and narrow, and freaking all of a sudden their wife took a left turn, and all of a sudden they're a single dad.
Hey, I get that.
KISW. The shenanigans continue. This is the men's room with Miles and Thrill.
It is random question 206-803-ROCK.
Random.
Hello, Corey. Welcome to the men's room.
What's going on?
Hola.
Corey, welcome to the program.
Snicker biscuits.
Why not? It's Monday. All right, let's go with this one. As far as your places you've lived in your lifetime, roommates, the whole deal, who would you prefer never comes to your home ever again? Who do you hope that never knocks on your door, enters your house? You just don't want them to be where you live.
It's always the exes. It's always going to be the exes.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, that's fair.
Yeah. But no friend of a friend, so to speak, someone who maybe stole something from your house at a party.
That's the downside of it. If they're a friend of a friend and they're still an ex because they still potentially know where you're at.
Okay.
It sucks altogether.
Well, do you have a lot of exes stalking you? Like, I'm comfortable that any of my exes could have my address, and I'm not worried about seeing them. Right.
Correct.
Except one.
Currently no, but just in the basis of females I've dealt with, yeah.
Well,
it would be bad if the better part of them knew where I lived, and yeah.
Okay.
All right, I would thrill. Like, I have exes I'm not.
Yeah, we're not friends.
We're not friends, but like, in no way would I be worried if they knew my home address.
Well, yeah. How about family? Or someone like, look, okay, I have two friends on the East Coast. One has unfortunately passed on, but the other one I know for a fact. I do not want them to know where I live because they have crashed on my couch.
Oh, this is the freeloader guy?
Yeah, for months at a time. And family, the same, like, maybe I'll come out and see you. All right, well, how long is it? I'm going to stay for 10 days.
We've exercised all the freeloaders out of life. They've. I mean, we're at 40 years old. We're going into
I understand.
If you're still couch surfing, then like we're not on the same level. You need to grow in your life.
What is your age cutoff for the freeloader couch surfer? Because we've all known that person.
But this all goes back. This all goes back 20-some years.
Well, I know, but
that's all varying. That's all varying basis, though. Because I mean, your friends could come upon a life situation where they were all on the straight and narrow, and freaking all of a sudden their wife took a left turn, and all of a sudden they're a single dad.
Hey, I get that. I get that stuff. But I feel like
that's a varying degree.
But I feel like a lot of those people are the same people that, like Miles was saying, 25, 30 years ago, also seem to be having life issues. And at some point, you go, okay, this is you, not life.
And no. Well, you give them that initial chance, but once you give that initial chance and they're still on the same nonsense they were on, then it's like, yo, bro, I see why you're old. Like, you're still on the high school nonsense. Like, why are you still living in the past? Like,
yeah. All right, let me ask you this, Corey. How long could someone basically freeload couch surf at your place before you finally say you got to go?
Well, I got a potentially square barrel lady and 2 kids myself, so
not long.
I don't got much patience for that nonsense.
Okay, what about your wife?
Barrel.
What about your wife's family? Is there anybody on that side? Look, you married into it.
Oh, no patience for that neither.
All right. Okay, all right, good for you.
There's zero patience for the wife's family because that was. I'm here for my wife, not you. Any nonsense you got going on is your nonsense. If you want to try to get on similar grounds and then try to come to a consensus agreement of how to alleviate your problems, then so be it. But if we're not on the same plane, then I'm gonna push you to the wayside real quick.
Okay,
I think you got the right attitude, man.
Yeah, I do too.
I will say, as far as like family goes, like when my mother-in-law visits, it's great. I don't know how many people say that, but I'm like, cool. You can stay as long as you want. She's so unintrusive. The kids hate it because she makes them get their homework done like in a certain way, and they're just like, oh, no.
Yeah, but didn't you have to sit down a relative just to say, look, you're in my home. Please don't start stirring the pot, so to speak.
Yeah, sadly, that was on my side of the family.
Well, it's not that you don't want to see them, but when they're in a combination of...
I don't mind seeing this person, and they're older than me considerably, but they notoriously, all through my life, I've known nothing about them with the exception of the fact that trouble seems to follow them, okay? So, yeah, they were here maybe 10 years ago. A lot of my father's extended family, I can't remember if it was Father's Day or his birthday or something, but we wanted to surprise him was the thing. So these relatives get in early, and because we're surprising him, and my parents still lived in Seattle at the time, but no one could stay with them, you see, because that would kill the surprise. So my house became kind of the overflow for all these relatives, and a couple of people, they're playing hot potato with this one particular relative, and I'm like, I will just take him. I'll just take him so that we can stop doing this. But there was some other kind of family drama going on. I don't know what it was about. But when he got there, not everyone knew who else was showing up for this. Okay, so his 2 sisters show up. And, I mean, there's just daggers. They're staring each other down. I talked to my mother. My mother knows that this surprise is happening. My father's the only person who's not in the loop, all right? So I'm like, Mom, seriously, dude, like, what the F is this? And she's like, listen. They've been fighting for like 20 years. I said, what about? And she goes, they don't even remember what it is. They just know they're mad at each other. So instead of saying, look, I can't remember, they've decided because they're family and they're stupid, let's just stay mad, even though we don't know why. And now anything that the other one does just pisses them off more because they assume it's out of spite. So now they're all in my home. We're having dinner. My kids are real little at the time, and they start chirping each other a little bit, so I had to pull them all aside. And this is great. These are aunts and uncles that are 25 to 30 years older than you. And I have to sit them down and say, hey, you were in my effing house. Do you understand? And I live here with my children and my wife. And I do not know what your guys' problem is, but I know you're old enough to either effing figure it out or put it to the side. And I was very clear about this, and they were apologetic. And then my one aunt, after I gave this big, colorful speech to them, and to be fair, they all complied. They were decent folks. They may have even had a good time together after that. But my one aunt pulls me aside and says, hey, do us a favor. Don't tell Robert, my dad. They are still scared of it because he eliminates and or solves problems instantly. So about a month after all of this, I told my father all about it. He's looked at me and shook his head. And I said, look, man, they told me not to tell you. He goes, I know goddamn why they told you not to tell me. I said, because the last time there was a family issue that I knew about, I'm like 14 years old. We're living in Baltimore. I get it's like a Tuesday or Wednesday morning. My dad should be going to work. I don't know where he's at. So I said to my mom, hey, where's Dad? She's like, he got a call last night from Houston. I'm like, yeah. So he bought a ticket and flew down there this morning. I'm like, what? Is anybody hurt? She's like, no. Somebody died? No, nothing like that. Just family stuff. Your father's going to, quote, deal with it. I said, all right. He was back that night. He was gone for less than 24 hours, but he came back, and he's not a man who gossips or goes on about things, so he just said, look, whatever their deal was, I solved it for them. It is not an issue now. I'm like, you seriously bought it? He goes, look, if I didn't just buy a ticket, go down there and handle business, that family would be calling me 25 times a day to bitch about each other, so it's like, F it. He called a family meeting, and again, I don't know what he said. I am his son, so I've been privy to some of his more impassioned speeches about how maybe you should behave. So I'm like, yeah, I don't want to be on the receiving end of that. But I'm like, for real? He's like, yeah, for real.
I think the litmus test is if someone's coming to see you, and they're coming from out of town, and if you like them and you enjoy their company, and you know, hey, I've got a spare bedroom. You don't have to get a hotel room when you come out here. At least if you want to for a couple nights, that's fine. But you can stay with me for a couple nights. No big deal. If I don't extend that, that means I'm glad you're staying in a hotel room.
Exactly.
And I really don't want you hanging out and staying in my house. So
it's not always a mean thing.
It's not trying to be. I'm glad you guys are going to love staying downtown. There's plenty of great restaurants.
I'll meet you.
Yeah, man. Why don't we hook up for dinner one night? But if I don't invite you to my house, because I do have a spare bedroom, you could stay there.
You could,
but I don't want you there. So it
depends how long you're going to be in town.
The amount of days depends.
Yeah,
too.
that's true.
It's right. Like, my parents will come up every once in a while, and they're not coming here to see my ass. They're here to see the grandkids. I get it. They usually go anywhere from 4 days to a week. I'm like, cool, because they take the kids out all the time. They just want to hang with the grandkids. Some other people, and now that my parents don't live in Seattle, if anyone comes to Seattle, they stay with me, which kind of sucks. So I'll call my mother down in New Mexico, like, hey, you know who's coming to visit? She's like, well, yeah, they were going to visit me and your father also, but now that we're here, they still want to go to Seattle. I'm like, yeah, but now it's on me, man. I don't want to deal with them. My mother's like, I don't either. But they're going to Seattle.
Razor asked, who would you prefer to never come or step foot into your home again? A black bear with 3 cubs attacked a man in his Colorado home after they crashed through the sliding glass door, and he was unable to get them out of the house. State wildlife managers killed all 4 bears after the attack Thursday night in Lake City, which is a Colorado town, about 400 people. The man's injuries were pretty significant, but he did not go to the hospital. According to Colorado Parks and Wildlife, they said in a statement, it is certainly lucky we didn't have a fatality because it was that close. The 74-year-old man tried to shoo the adult female bear out with a kitchen chair, but the bear knocked him up against a wall and started clawing at him, according to the Wildlife Agency. The bear injured the man's head, face, neck, arms, shoulder, abdomen, and calves, while he and his wife escaped to a bedroom. A sheriff's deputy chased the bears out, and medical responders treated the man at the home. His identity was not released. They suspect the bears were accustomed to people because recent reports of bears in the area, they've been raiding homes in a search for food. So they found the 4 bears near the couple's home, and they put them down, a standard practice to stop problem bears that associate people with food. It creates a very complex situation to mitigate. Unfortunately, cub bears, they're taught these behaviors by their mom. So that means that generations of conflict between bears and people could go on for years. It was Colorado's first reported bear attack this year. There were 6 in 2023. But yeah, they slammed through the slider, and then the 3 bears came in.
So they did this by accident. So they go, hey, on the other side of this glass, there's food. This is what we do.
I'm sure they could smell it like anything else.
Yeah, but I mean, if the mother's been doing it for years, of course she's going to teach the cubs that.
Yeah, and that's, wouldn't you? Like, hey, man, food, especially when you're a wild animal, whatever the easiest way to get food is what I'm going to teach you. I'm very happy to say I've never lived in an area, to the best of my knowledge, where we had to deal with bears. Right? Even when we lived in the woods, the occasional fox thing, and the parents would always say, don't put your hand in a foxhole, which honestly is good advice. But as kids, that's the first thing we'd always do to see what's going to happen. No one got bitten. But we did. Skunks were the worst problem that we had because they sprayed our house once because my dad thought it was the raccoons tipping over the trash cans. He heard the trash cans getting tipped over. He immediately springs to action, runs outside. It is dead silent. And we're all kind of looking at each other. Me and my brother go down the stairs to see what's going on. Then he asks us back to the house. The sliding door is still open. And he looks at us real slow and he's like, "Get back in the house." He was like the Tin Man from Wizard of Oz before he got oil in his mouth, right? And we're like, what do you... And then we see this skunk, and they get all hissy and the tail's kind of shaking, but it's not spraying. Well, it was my first experience with it, man. Like, what's he about to do? And my dad basically in one step, like, jumps back in the house, slams the door, and as he slams it, this thing just sprays the house. And we stayed at a motel for a week. You just, there's nothing you can do. There's nothing you can do about the stink, man. It's just there.
Yeah, I'm trying to think.
Because we have coyotes around us. Your neighborhood, which is my neighborhood, but you're next to that park, people swear they've seen a mountain lion in there.
Which is crazy.
But it makes sense.
It's a beaver dam. I was going to say with the bears, like I've seen a bear out here in Washington, right? And not in the city, but I mean, just down south a little bit. But then, like, there's certain areas, like, when we went to Deep Creek Lake out in, like, western Maryland, right? Like, it's a lot of houses, but they're like, hey, seriously, you got to keep the trash can in, like, the bear-proof trash cans. And you don't really give it a thought until, like, the next day you drive down the street and you see where bears were eating trash, like, on your street. Yeah. And you're like, oh, this is serious. These bears are used to it. They will come in here.
See, but it's such a different thing to me, right? Because, like, the skunks, they're not going to kill you. Things are just going to stink. A neighbor's dogs got sprayed half the time, right? And it's like, it does smell bad, and it's a pain in the ass, but, like, no one's bleeding.
Yeah.
No one is attacked. You know what I mean? Hey. A bear and a mountain lion are so much different to me than any other quote-unquote nuisance animal.
When I was up in Banff and Jasper in that area of British Columbia, every single location, every trailhead, every front desk, they had a bear sheet. And there was a website, and they would just go, and people who came into contact with... saw scratch marks, whatever the deal is, they report where those bears are. And then they have a detailed map of the last sighting points in those areas. And they update that sheet. You could walk into the equivalent of a Denny's, and they have that thing printed, updated every day on the counter where you pay. I mean, it's insane just to watch and see all these red dots, like, because, it's a beautiful area. You want to take hikes. You want to go explore.
Do you?
We were staying in a cabin, and...
Didn't you say there were fresh, like, claw marks down the door?
That's correct. They have a bear locker in the maid lodge where any type of food or snacks, they have tables in there. They have board games. It's old school. Obviously, there's basically nothing else to do other than watch a VHS or a DVD and play board games and snack around. But you can't leave that main area with a Snickers bar. You can't be the person who goes back with a small bag of Doritos into your cabin and takes them in case you want a snack later on. You have to walk back in, and then they lock those up in a locker, like a school locker, where even if a bear breaks into there, they cannot get into the food supply. It's the damnedest thing you've ever seen. And I'm telling you, when we walked up, you could smell the pine. You could smell the redwood that was scratched off that bear. That's one of the indicators that especially, they say smell the shavings, and if they're fresh, get the hell out.
Were your shavings fresh on the cabin you're staying in?
On the door. And that's
what do you do?
Well, they explained that someone had left a candy bar in that room a couple nights before.
And the bear wanted it.
And the bear wanted the candy bar. So the scratch marks, they had taken all the shavings up off the porch.
We didn't want you to be uncomfortable.
But that door was shredded.
Right.
And then when you look, you're analyzing the lock, like, all right, it's one lock. I mean... I don't know, man.
You feel less than
300-pound bear, right? So lean up against this damn thing, and you are in the cabin, no problem.
Well, hell, man. Well, we went to Anchorage. The one and only time we went to Anchorage, they leave a newspaper on the table in the hotel room, and Miles picks it up and says, I'm doing something else. So Miles is reading this to me, and it's like, the third jogger in the last month has been attacked by a grizzly bear.
In Centennial Park.
Yeah, so I said, no worries, bro. Let's just not go to Centennial Park. If that's where it keeps happening, don't go. I don't know why people go there. Where is Centennial Park? So we look on the map. The Miles.
Well, we walked out of the Marriott downtown, and like an arch that was over the entrance. Centennial Park.
It was across the street.
Yeah, it's just downtown.
Dude, it's downtown. And I'm like, somewhere in that park is a grizzly bear that's effing people up.
Right.
Like, I'm not going to that park.
And the weirdest thing was, we went out to, so we got to
Well,
drink.
Alaska's different too, right? Because they, like, look, a lot of people, I get it, have weapons for safety.
Sure.
Like, you live in Alaska and stuff. Like, I knew somebody lived up there for a while, and they were like, yeah, like, if you're going anywhere outside, like, you need a real weapon to shoot a bear.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so we go to this bar called Bernie's Bungalow. Mm-hmm. And Bernie's Bungalow, first of all, great place to drink outdoors. They have tables and seating and everything else. That was the first time I'd ever had a beer tower.
Yeah.
Which was awesome. You know, you just sit there and you pour your own beer. You're like, this is the greatest gimmick ever. Pictures everywhere of this moose that would come and walk into the bar. I'm talking the moose is in the inside of this bar, at the frickin' bar, bigger than anything in there. The bear would walk outside into the area where we were seated, and the waitress, the first thing she says is, hey, if the moose comes in, just try to be calm. Don't act riled up and run or anything like that. Just
don't freak out, man.
Just be patient.
And then she said, like, don't tease it, don't provoke it.
Right, don't
like,
try to feed it.
You don't have to tell the brother not to provoke a wild animal. It is inherent in me. I'm not going to poke a moose that wanders in as I'm trying to drink beer. It's not going to happen, man.
Right. But then when you walk into the bar, they have an entire corkboard of pictures of this moose everywhere. It is everywhere in the bar. It's outside, it's inside. I mean, the damn thing walks in like, weekly. It was the damnedest thing I've ever seen in my life.
But she was dead serious. And I guess this moose also likes beer. So one of her things was like, hey, man, when you fill up your pint glass, if the moose walks in and wants your beer, just let the moose have it. We won't even charge you for it. I was like, again, if the moose wants my beer, that moose can have my beer.
Bad news.
What?
Buzzwinkle. The legendary Anchorage moose that would hang out at Bernie's. They passed away in 2016.
Oh, no.
Yep.
Wonder if they had moose bites, deep fried.
Not like they just start with, he was drunk, but definitely not Anchorage's most entertaining moose. I met Buzzwinkle on several occasions after his spree at Bernie's Bungalow.
How bizarre.
I like this moose was just like, turns out I like beer.
Mm-hmm. If I kept coming back.
Humans won't mess with me.
You guys don't have moose drill, do you? Okay. It's a Montana thing? All right. More of the random question coming up, 206-803-ROCK.
What's up? It's your boy, the Ted Smith from The Men's Room. And did you know I have a podcast? Well, I do. The Podcast. New episodes uploaded every Wednesday on the Odyssey app.
Terms and conditions apply. For full details, see unlock.com/legal. Actor portrayal.
Lisa, thanks for having me over. Your new kitchen is gorgeous. How did you find the money to do it?
We worked with this great company, Unlock. They help you unlock the future value of your home to get the cash you need today.
So it's a home equity loan?
No, it's not a loan at all. There's no monthly payments and no interest charges ever. And you can use the money however you want. We were able to redo our kitchen and pay off our credit card debt.
Wow, Jack and I could really use this to finally pay off our old student loan debt. How do I get started?
It's easy. Just go to their website.
Go to unlock.com/radio to unlock the value in your home and get up to $500,000 in cash with no monthly payments and no interest ever. Pay off debt, improve your home, add to your retirement fund. It's up to you. Go to unlock.com/radio right now to see if you qualify to unlock the value in your home. That's unlock.com/radio. Go to unlock.com/radio.
Life can be hectic, and managing your mental health is more important today than ever before. That's why Mindful Therapy Group's mission is to take the difficulty out of finding a therapist. Whether you need talk therapy, psychological testing, even medication management, Mindful has you covered. Our compassionate therapists specialize in helping you navigate stress, anxiety, ADHD, OCD, and so much more. With both in-person and telehealth appointments available, you can get the support you need in as little as 48 hours. To make things easier, Mindful Therapy Group also accepts most insurance plans, including Medicare, allowing you to focus on you and not your wallet. Mindful mental health providers offer services for children, teens, adults, and seniors seeking individual, family, or couples therapy. Whatever you need, we're here for you. Join us to start your journey to a healthier and happier you. Visit mindfultherapygroup.com or call 562-MINDFUL to get started today.
This episode is brought to you by Progressive Insurance. Whether you love true crime or comedy, celebrity interviews or news, you call the shots on what's in your podcast queue. And guess what? Now you can call them on your auto insurance too with the Name Your Price tool from Progressive. It works just the way it sounds. You tell Progressive how much you want to pay for car insurance, and they'll show you coverage options that fit your budget. Get your quote today at Progressive.com to join the over 28 million drivers who trust Progressive. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Price and coverage match limited by state law.
Early holiday deals are here, and so are amazing deals at Amazon. You'll save so much on early holiday gifts for the home, like vacuums, bedding, and home decor. You'll have money left over for those sweet handbells you've had your eye on. Or that standing mixer to whip up some holiday cookies. Oh, what fun it is to save. Shop early holiday deals now.
At Lovers, you can get what you really want this holiday, a perfect pleasure present. Find a sexy gift for a loved one and pick up something indulgent for yourself. Lovers has lingerie, toys, and accessories for every desire. Lovers Rewards members can win a holiday sweepstakes grand prize worth over $4,000. With 18 Western Washington locations, Lovers is the place for sexy holiday gifting. Mention Indulge for 20% off your purchase. Visit loversstores.com for official sweepstakes rules. At Lovers, you can get what you really want this holiday, a perfect pleasure present. Find a sexy gift for a loved one and pick up something indulgent for yourself. Lovers has lingerie, toys, and accessories for every desire. Lovers Rewards members can win a holiday sweepstakes grand prize worth over $4,000. With 18 Western Washington locations, Lovers is the place for sexy holiday gifting. Mention Indulge for 20% off your purchase. Visit loversstores.com for official sweepstakes rules.
Amazon fall favorites are here to make you say, woo! With low prices on home, beauty, and fashion brands like Amazon Essentials. Woo! So hold on to your pumpkin spiced whatevers and save on fall favorites at Amazon.
This episode is brought to you by Progressive Insurance. Whether you love true crime or comedy, celebrity interviews or news, you call the shots on what's in your podcast queue. And guess what? Now you can call them on your auto insurance too with the Name Your Price tool from Progressive. It works just the way it sounds. You tell Progressive how much you want to pay for car insurance, and they'll show you coverage options that fit your budget. Get your quote today at Progressive.com to join the over 28 million drivers who trust Progressive. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Price and coverage match limited by state law.
Hey, what's the easiest way to find out what channel the game's on? Sports on What? Subscribe to the Sports on What app and quickly find the channel for every provider. Satellite, cable, or streaming. Sports on What knows the channel the game is on, and you can too. Download today.
99.9 KISW. We return to the men's room with Miles and Thrill.
It is Random Question 206-803-ROCK. Before we get to the phones, just a couple follow-up texts on the kind of animals in your neighborhood that are messing with. Some people have to deal with bears, etc. Guy says, I live in Duval, which is like 30 minutes from Seattle, and we get bears all the time. This one big fat effer, he'll tear down all the bird feeders every spring. I'm sure that's annoying. And I had an employee call out for a group of mooses in his yard by his car. Would not have believed them, but sent me stamped photos for 6 hours. Valid reason to call out. But that one was the wildest.
Is mooses, I know that's technically correct.
All right.
Okay, so but shouldn't it be like
a group of mooses? Is it a group of moose?
But shouldn't it be like
not meese?
Meese, but doesn't that seem right? Meese?
It does.
Look at all the meese in that field.
You look at a mouse, you look at all the mice, right?
Correct.
You look at a moose, it should be look at all the meese. But it's just still
a group of mooses.
Look at all the moose. Why do we not pluralize that? What did they do? Where we're like, we're still
too big. Because they're too big.
You're too big, we're going to call you moose.
Yep.
Even if there's more than one of you,
a moose.
You're just a moose.
There's a lot of dumb things in our version of the English language.
There are. But just like moose, it's not even meese. It's like
it's a herd.
Just moose.
All right.
Yeah. Is it a herd of moose?
I would think.
Gotta be, right?
I don't know if it's a herd animal.
Oh, crap.
Like when I've seen elk, I feel like you always see a few elk together. I've never seen a moose, but I feel like it's a pretty
solo traveler.
Yeah, it's just one moose.
Do they even have a term for a group of bears? Because other than family, I don't know that you see groups of bears.
And the bears with the bird feeder is a big issue. My buddy, his parents live up outside of Monroe, and that's always the thing, man. Especially this time of year. They're always up in the tree just eating all the birdseed.
Why don't they just call it a bear feeder and then everyone feels better?
So a group of bears can be called a sloth,
okay,
a pack, a sleuth,
or a mall.
Well, that's not what you want to call them. No. Because we know how things ended. Hello, Gary. Welcome to the men's room.
Hola, my brother.
Hola.
All right, Gary. Let's see here. All right, here's your random question. What is the most ridiculous way that you've injured or hurt yourself, Gary?
Okay. How about drunk volleyball?
Sounds like a bad idea already. So what happened?
Yep. Sprained my ankle, had to be air medevaced out of the Diego Garcia to Clark A. Base in the Philippines. Spent the next 6 weeks in rehab. Not fun.
They had to airlift you from a sprained ankle in volleyball.
Yeah, I guess it was severely sprained.
Were you on, was this like a sand beach thing, like I'm thinking a Corona commercial?
We were playing beach volleyball in Diego Garcia, which is a British Indian Ocean territory, back in the 80s. And my fellow aircrew brother, Gary, his same name as me, we both went up to spike at the same time, and he was about 30 pounds bigger than me, so he won. And I went down and landed on my ankle, twisted it. We stuck it in a cooler for about 4 hours just to, to cool it down and wait, because I didn't want to really show up drunk, because then there'd be an alcohol-related incident.
Did they treat? What would be the difference in that case as far as how they treat you or discipline?
It would be discipline, yeah. I'd probably end up seeing the cat and losing some money and stripes, but we were on detachment. We were like our own little entity. It's hard to explain, but we took care of each other. And the OIC, my buddy Wally Abels, he said, "We're going to wait a little bit." My nickname was Dog. He said, "Dog, we're going to wait a little bit. That way you don't get in trouble, and it doesn't tarnish my record," because he was the OIC.
All right.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah. Ankles suck because they really, if you break a bone, it hurts. I mean, it's painful, but depending on what you break, it's not the worst thing in the world. When you strip and rip those tendons in your ankle, I mean, it is just, you can't get comfortable. There's nowhere to hide. There's no safe place to sit. There's no good way to prop it up. There's absolutely nothing you can do.
Would you rather have the broken ankle or you had the cracked ribs, right?
I would rather have cracked ribs any day.
But the ankle's one of the only body parts where it's like you'd rather break it than sprain it.
Yeah, I've heard that. When I broke my wrist, I remember the doctor I go to see, she goes, "All right, well, we'll give it an x-ray." But she goes, "Look, here's the good news. There are however many bones in your wrist, more than you would think." But she goes, "The only way this is really bad is if you actually cracked or broke the smallest part of your wrist group of bones." I'm like, okay, because she seemed pretty positive like that. You got so many bones to choose from there, that's unlikely. Of course, she does the x-ray. She's like, "Yeah, that's the one that you broke." I'm like, cool.
I think you broke the one that a buddy of mine years ago was like, "I love hockey. I'm going to learn to ice skate. I want to go play some hockey." So when he started, you always tell people, right, what's it fall on your elbows or something? Basically, don't put your hand out.
Which is what I did.
You're going to break your wrist. And there's one specific bone, and that
is the one.
He did the exact same thing, and he's like, you're falling, you don't really think about it.
Yeah, just put your hands down. Yeah. It's like someone swinging for your face, you put your hands up. But she did the x-ray. She was like, "Well, I guess the good news, you don't break any of the other ones," which actually was more annoying. Cool, good, just the one.
And it's always going to be on your dominant hand, because instinctively,
that's when you put
that out first.
Reese Match, what's the most ridiculous way you've injured or hurt yourself? Quote, "I had to put my entire life on pause." That from Daniela Abreu, who told People of the horrific accident that severely injured her face. The Florida woman is issuing a warning after suffering the accident while walking her dog and losing an eye. She was getting ready for the nighttime walk with her dog, a 60-pound husky named Blue. Because of Blue's size, she preferred a rope leash for walks. Well, that night, though, he was so frayed, so she just grabbed an old retractable leash, left the house. And while walking in her neighborhood in Stuart, Florida, Blue saw a rabbit and suddenly lunged toward it. She then gripped the leash tightly and pulled back, trying to keep Blue under control. As he was running one way, I was pulling the opposite way. The friction of the leash just snapped back and repelled, hitting me right in the eye, according to the 24-year-old medical assistant. It happened so fast, but I knew it was bad immediately. The force of the leash was traumatic. The handle hit Abreu in her right eye and her face, and it started to gush blood. There was so much blood, I thought I completely lost my eye. So my flight or fight mode kicked in. I was able to run home. I ran inside screaming. My mom got to me first, and I just fell into her arms and got really pale. She recalls my dad said, "Oh, my goodness." His face was so frightened and terrified. Even though it might have not have been a life or death situation at the moment, I obviously didn't know. I knew it was pretty severe, though. I was losing a lot of blood. Eventually, I just passed out. All the shock going through my body and overpowered the feeling. Her parents called an ambulance. She was taken to a hospital an hour away at Fort Pierce due to the severity of her injuries. She suffered a fracture underneath her eye, a retina detachment, her eyelid was split open, and her face looked caved in. And there was a lot of trauma to the bones surrounding her eye. Well, they ended up stitching her eyelid back together. Then the adrenaline wore off, and the pain finally settled in. She was also told she needed emergency surgery, which would require a transfer to another hospital, this one in Miami. Jeez. At that point, she said I was preparing for the worst. She underwent 4 surgeries, and doctors confirmed the damage to her right eye was so severe it had to be removed. For the first few months after the accident, she said she was bedridden, slept a lot, not only to heal but to grieve, and struggle with the side effects from the accident, including severe migraines, some PTSD, anxiety, panic attacks, and eventually, based on all of this, she started seeing a therapist. And after her last surgery, she was then fitted with a prosthetic eye, which she got just last month. It'll need to be replaced every 3 to 5 years, although it's just an adjustment. So I'm looking slightly more like myself.
That was her big goal. What I did not include in that article, Miles, are the accompanying pictures. So they had a picture of what she looked like, pre-damage. Good-looking lady, just taking the dog out for a walk. And as you scroll through the article, maybe the third picture down, they actually showed what she looked like after that without the bandages. And it's just weird. There's just no eyeball in her left eye. It's like this big pink kind of thing. So both of her eyes are open.
You got to get a fake eye at that point.
That was basically her thing. It's sort of like, look, you can do a patch, you can do all these things, but you're not going to get your vision back in your left eye. And she just said, look, man, I just want to look normal to other people. Fit me with the prosthetic, because it was gnarly looking. Yeah.
Random.
Hello, Ken. Welcome to the men's room.
Good afternoon. Hola, bicholas.
Hola. Ken, welcome to the program.
How are you doing out there on the West Coast?
We're doing good, Ken. Where are you located?
Missouri.
Missouri. Oh, that's right.
That's right.
Okay.
Out in the sticks, man.
What's your temperature like in Missouri right now?
Right now, it's 73 degrees.
No, that's not bad. Heavy humidity or no?
Yeah. No, heck, it's just sweet, brother. It's a nice day here, man.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good news is the hurricane's not coming your way this time.
I don't think so, brother.
All right.
Somebody combined all the doggone ditches out there where all that Highway 7 ditchweed used to be.
Oh, is that right? So you lost your weed supply.
Well, I was just jiving it, but I don't smoke that stuff. That's a term we usually call it now.
Okay.
I get my stuff from the dispensary, man. It's quality.
Yeah.
But yeah, we were down there going to the lake and looking for a turkey hunting spot, and the ditches were clean. Either somebody found out the stuff was there and went and grabbed it all.
Maybe they listened to the show.
Yeah, maybe you told everybody.
There's a lot of people here that listen to your show, man.
Oh, nice.
I tell a lot of people about it too, man.
Awesome.
They're the ones who stole your weed.
I think so.
Okay. All right, here's your random question. What would you say is what is your version of the American dream? If you could have what you wanted, ideally, whether it's property, a hunting cabin, a place by the beach, or just to be able to retire early, or your dream car. Like, what would be your pinnacle of the American dream?
Oh, wow. Every time I called on Mondays, you give me the same hard questions, brother. But I'll try to answer it the best I can. I think I've lived it, man.
Oh, yeah?
I really do. Yeah, I grew up on the farm and met my wife after I got out of the Air Force. By the way, I went to Diego Garcia, where the previous caller was stationed at. That's a big-ass lagoon surrounded by a horseshoe-shaped island. And we were coming in there on a C-141. We looked down there. Oh, my God, we're going to land down there in that little speck. And sure enough, we did. Then we had to switch planes, and we proceed on over to Thailand. This was in 1969 when I was there, though.
Are you retired, Ken?
Yeah, I'm 72, brother.
Okay, so you basically have. You've done everything you wanted to.
You can look back and you're happy with it.
There's no toys out there.
Yeah, man. I got a gorgeous wife. I've been married 51 years. Got 6 grandkids, 3 kids that are my own, and all of them are just wonderful. And the people here that I know you wouldn't trade them with anybody, man.
Okay.
So yeah, I'm 100% satisfied.
All right, good, man. Sounds very good. Well, some people are always chasing something. Like, I want a bass boat, or I want this,
something,
or I want
right.
a four-wheeler, or, something I can toy around with, or whatever the deal is. Get a rec room downstairs.
I mean, I think there's a time, and then, some things have happened that I did not expect, where I'm like, all right, cool. So when my wife and I first got together, she'd watch all the, House Hunters and all that kind of thing. And the one thing she always loved was a double oven. I wish I had a double oven. And I told her then, I said, look, good news, you're going to keep wanting that. It's expensive. There's just no effing way. It turns out that the house we bought, all electric, and it was old as piss, but had a double oven. So when we redid the kitchen, right, the space is there. So we redid it, and I told her a million times, you lucked out on that one. You lucked out on
Thanksgiving.
For Thanksgiving. I mean, really,
the holidays.
Actually, she bakes enough, man. She bakes enough that thing definitely gets used because she takes advantage of any kitchen appliance we have. For me, because every dude just wants a man cave, whatever your version's going to be. But primarily, I just wanted a bar because I like to drink. In the same ratty ass house that we bought, the selling point for me strictly was because it was ugly inside. I can't even explain it, but there was a 12-foot bar already hard installed into the basement, right? So when we're kicking around which house we want to buy and all this kind of thing, I'm like, well, there's that one house in North Seattle. I really, really like this. She said, you said it's the ugliest house you've ever seen. I'm like, it is, baby, but it has a bar. And she's like, I knew it. I knew that's why you'd want the house, and that is the house we bought.
The double oven thing, too, like, you rarely would use it. Like, I'm sure she probably does.
She
but
does.
When you have it, it comes in handy.
It really
I was
does.
at a really nice home yesterday, and they were cooking, but I had a sausage dip I still had to cook. And they were like, look at this. It's like an extra side of it, literally for, like, baking stuff.
That's exactly
it,
man.
You can use this one.
Yeah.
I was like, perfect.
I know this sounds crazy, but just spending a couple days seeing my uncle in Florida, the town that he lives in, and I don't know why I think this is, it was just fun for me.
All right.
The weather's normally pretty good, except now. But everyone has a golf cart. It doesn't matter if you play golf or not. Everybody has a golf cart in their garage. And when you go to a restaurant for dinner, there are seriously 30 golf carts that are parked out in the parking lot and maybe 2 cars.
Mm-hmm.
Because if you've already been home and you drive to the restaurant, it's just, everyone's got a license plate on it. Half the people that
So they're
have
all
them
road legal.
don't play golf. They have some that are like 6-seaters for like their kids are going to the beach. They got all their stuff packed on that.
And when you live in a neighborhood that has like the bars and restaurants, at least a couple of them already there, I'm with you. I'd rather drive a golf cart than drive my car.
It's
Absolutely.
Awesome. Yeah, I mean, you just for whatever reason, it's 25 miles an hour of freedom. I can't really explain
But it's still cool. I mean, like when we did the go-karts with the morning show, right? I don't know how fast those things go. Maybe 18, 20 miles an hour. Maybe. But it still feels awesome. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's not a car. It's a go-kart. And for whatever reason, this is infinitely more fun than it is just driving.
So I don't know where I'd live to have one of those things, because apparently anywhere you live like that, it's just hotter than God. I know they have them in Scottsdale and other communities.
Scottsdale has them. Like, you get rides home on them, but the main place I've seen them, honestly, is like Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, or like Florida.
And half the time, people don't even drive their car. Like, I got in my uncle's car. He took me from the airport, and then he took me back to the airport. That was it.
Did you ride in his golf cart? Does he have his own golf cart?
That's all he drives.
Oh, nice.
I mean, he puts gas in his car like once every month and a half.
Did you get to drive his golf cart?
Everywhere. I mean, you name it.
Do you drive them on main roads, or is it just kind of neighborhood stuff?
Main roads.
I guess if you have the license plate.
All right, I've never done that.
All the roads in the town are 25 miles an hour. You just get on the road with these things. And I don't know why. It just kind of feels like you're cheating the system, like you shouldn't be doing it.
Right,
but everybody else is. You know, they're all beeping at each other and waving, and somebody has fancy radio in theirs. And
So that's your American dreams, on the golf carts.
It was fun. You know, it was just so much more fun. I mean, when I went to the Publix to get some stuff, groceries, you just get in the golf cart. You take the golf cart there. You're going for breakfast. You take the golf cart there. You're going out to dinner. You take the golf cart. It's just, I don't know.
Does he have a sick, badass golf cart, or he just buy a standard?
Oh, yeah. No, he's got a pretty good one.
All right.
I mean, it's
Dude, it's wild, man. You get like Cadillac ones.
Oh, yeah.
Truck ones.
Depends on your personality.
Yeah, they make everything.
But I know that's stupid. But I just
because it does appeal to that inner kid of you, but it's utilitarian. Like, look, I take this to do the things I need to do. It's just really fun to do it in a golf cart.
It's all electric. People just plug them in their garage and, take the hell off.
Speaking of that, someone here, Miles, on the text line, how was Miles' dad holding up from the hurricane?
He made it out.
He did make it.
He made it out. He's now in my uncle's house, but apparently right where he is going to absolutely, and you got to remember, he lives in a trailer. It's going to be, I don't want to tell him this. He lives across the street from the Gulf of Mexico.
He's got to know.
It's going to be, it's not going to be good when he goes home. If he can get back there, it's not going to be good.
Where's your uncle live?
He lives in Santa Rosa Beach, which is kind of just south of out. He is so far west in that panhandle, he's in the central time zone. So he's closer to Pensacola.
All right.
Than, where my dad is down in Florida. But where that thing is projected to hit right now, it does not look like there's going to be much left of that area. And they're saying for 25 miles inward.
Jeez.
Before, everything else. Reason asked, what is your American dream?
Golf carts.
They asked, has the American dream changed? And does this fit your definition? An annual study found out how much money do you need to earn in your lifetime to achieve what they say is the American dream? This is a lifetime of just what you would make.
$3.5 million.
$4.5 million.
Jeez.
If you work from 18 to 65, that's an average of around $100,000 a year, which is more than most people
that's what
make.
everybody makes.
But they say it's achievable for couples, maybe with two incomes, and it all depends on what your definition of the American dream is. And the one they used isn't the classic definition. It used to mean that if you worked hard enough, anyone could make it. You could buy a house. You could send your kids off to school, leave your kids better off. That's not the world we're living in.
No.
So their definition is a little bit more specific, and here are 8 things they factored in and how they got to $4.5 million. Retirement. They say you need $1.6 million saved to retire comfortably.
Come on.
That's just in your retirement.
Right.
Okay? Owning
saved.
a home. $930,000 over the course of your life. Basically, what you put in to your home for the lifetime that you've owned it, or apartments, or whatever you have.
Or if you live in Seattle, you just got a home.
That's the money you need to live that long for the rest of your life. Raising 2 kids, that cost $830,000.
Somehow it feels like more. I'm being dead honest, man. Just every package comes from Amazon. Every dime, I will buy beer for myself. We pay our bills. Well, everything in my life after that is something that the kids, quote unquote, need.
And what all is factored into that? Like you're saying, is that 800 some odd thousand just making them, just surviving them to 18?
No.
Or
I mean, look, I was going to buy
college
clothes,
you would love to think
and
so,
food,
right?
And all of their school supplies, and then you're also going to figure in the video games and all that kind of thing. But
I'm thinking like college funds. I'm thinking, do you help them with their car? Do you help them?
I don't want to.
Cell phone, what all goes into that?
There's a lot of it.
All of it, probably all of it.
Mm-hmm. Athletic.
If you
practices.
have a kid, every freaking.
I know very few parents that at 18 just cut their kid off.
It just doesn't right.
Right. I mean, I think a lot of people want to, right? But it's like,
go away.
Mike, you know what I mean? I mean, I think I was still on my dad's insurance, so I was probably 22.
Insurance, I'll do half your car payment, whatever.
I couldn't move out till I was 25.
Could you imagine? Okay, you buy a jacket this winter, all right?
Okay.
Next year it doesn't fit.
I know.
Just period.
So this is for 18 years.
Shoes, pants,
every
shirts,
year you're getting a new
gloves.
everything.
Name it.
Everything.
If you have glasses, your head gets bigger. So your prescription hasn't changed, but we must buy new frames.
Does the stuff that shouldn't break down as quickly as it does piss you off even more? Because I've had this backpack for years at this point, but I know when I was a kid, new backpack every year.
Because you're not a child.
Mm-hmm.
I don't understand what children do to things.
Cars cost you about...
You probably go home and put your backpack in a spot.
Yeah.
Right? You're not just launching it across the room.
They say $800,000 for cars and all that crap. Vacations end up being about $180,000. You're going to buy one big wedding, they say. $44,000 if, that's part of the deal. Having pets cost you $40,000.
Uh-huh.
And paying for your own funeral, which they highly suggest. That is part of the American dream, and they say that'll average about $8,500.
For a funeral?
So you need to
That's not bad.
You need to save up some dead money.
Yeah. Let's tell my wife, hey, baby, I'm cheaper dead than I was marrying you.
But how do you know? You know what I mean?
I mean, you can set aside what you set aside, and then what is it, the budget? Because you're not making the decision.
I mean, I could go home right now and get in a car wreck, not be here tomorrow. But do I have $8,500 for my funeral?
We don't know,
Set
Miles.
aside? Jesus.
Not part of his funeral fund.
More of the random question coming up, 206-803-ROCK.
At Lovers, you can get what you really want this holiday, a perfect pleasure present. Find a sexy gift for a loved one and pick up something indulgent for yourself. Lovers has lingerie, toys, and accessories for every desire. Lovers Rewards members can win a holiday sweepstakes grand prize worth over $4,000. With 18 Western Washington locations, Lovers is the place for sexy holiday gifting. Mention Indulge for 20% off your purchase. Visit loversstores.com for official sweepstakes rules.
Amazon fall favorites are here to make you say, with low prices on home, beauty, and fashion brands like Amazon Essentials. So hold on to your pumpkin spiced whatevers and save on fall favorites at Amazon.
This episode is brought to you by Progressive Insurance. Whether you love true crime or comedy, celebrity interviews or news, you call the shots on what's in your podcast queue. And guess what? Now you can call them on your auto insurance too with the Name Your Price tool from Progressive. It works just the way it sounds. You tell Progressive how much you want to pay for car insurance, and they'll show you coverage options that fit your budget. Get your quote today at Progressive.com to join the over 28 million drivers who trust Progressive. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Price and coverage match limited by state law.
Life can be hectic, and managing your mental health is more important today than ever before. That's why Mindful Therapy Group's mission is to take the pain out of finding a therapist. Whether you need talk therapy, psychological testing, even medication management, Mindful has you covered. Our mental health providers are here for you with both in-person and telehealth options to get you seen in as little as 48 hours. Mindful Therapy Group also accepts insurance. Join us to start your journey to a healthier and happier you. Visit mindfultherapygroup.com to get started today.
Terms and conditions apply. For full details, see unlock.com/legal. Actor portrayal.
Lisa, thanks for having me over. Your new kitchen is gorgeous. How did you find the money to do it?
We worked with this great company, Unlock. They help you unlock the future value of your home to get the cash you need today.
So it's a home equity loan?
No, it's not a loan at all. There's no monthly payments and no interest charges ever. And you can use the money however you want. We were able to redo our kitchen and pay off our credit card debt.
Wow, Jack and I could really use this to finally pay off our old student loan debt. How do I get started?
It's easy. Just go to their website.
Go to unlock.com/radio to unlock the value in your home and get up to $500,000 in cash with no monthly payments and no interest ever. Pay off debt, improve your home, add to your retirement fund. It's up to you. Go to unlock.com/radio right now to see if you qualify to unlock the value in your home. That's unlock.com/radio. Go to unlock.com/radio.
99.9 KISW. The Men's Room returns with Miles and Thrill.
Hey, don't forget, coming up until 4:20, we'll give you that secret word, your chance to win tickets to Sunday night's Halloween Hullabaloo and the Showware Center, featuring Godsmack, Hailstorm, and more. Tickets, by the way, are selling fast. It's almost completely sold out. So if you're looking to get into the show on Sunday night, wear your first Halloween costume of the season and have a good time, head to KISW.com or listen to 420. We'll give you the word. You text that to 206-803-ROCK, and hopefully you can win the tickets that way.
Sadly, this will be my second Halloween costume of the year. Technically, it'll be my first. It's supposed to be arriving in my home today. Unlike you, Mike, I'm hoping there's no porch pirates. Actually, I kind of hope there are. You know what I ordered, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so if they steal that, have fun. But anyway, my buddy Josh, all right, so his birthday, this might surprise you, happens on the same day every year. But it's before Thanksgiving. This man loves the 80s, so every Saturday he does, or not every Saturday, every year for his birthday, he throws this big-ass party, but it is, in fact, a costume party. Now, understand, for me, on this same day at the exact same time, I had agreed to be the MC for a separate event, okay? So I got dressed up for that, wearing my not even formal clothes. I just don't look like a scumbag off the street. My wife goes, hey, I've got your costume in the bag, so when you get to Josh's, you can just change. I'm like, all right, cool. So when I first get there, I see one of our friends. I go up to this woman. I don't realize my wife is sitting next to her because my wife is wearing a wig. So seeing her from the back, I have no idea who this person is. So I'm like, oh, God. I should pull up a picture for you guys. But anyway, I go into Josh's bathroom, I change, and I called it Blattrick Swayze. They called me Chocolate Swayze. But either way,
Jesus,
from Dirty Dancing. Oh yeah, they're like, we've already named it. You're Chocolate Swayze. I said, no, I'm Blattrick Swayze. Either way, it was a hit. Let me see if I can find this damn picture.
Hey, we lost everybody on the phone lines. Can you reset that, Mike? Yeah, 206-803-ROCK.
What's happening over there, Chocolate Swayze?
I'm trying to see if I can find this picture.
I saw it. I think I saw it on the gram.
Chocolate.
Yeah, she did. She posted it up there.
Oh, I thought you were like Barney Rubble.
No.
I see that picture.
Honestly, I thought you were just dressed as a white dude.
I was. Patrick Swayze.
I don't know,
from Dirty
specific
Dancing.
white guy.
Specifically from Dirty Dancing. But here's the thing.
Well,
with
did you
that
have the
picture.
time of your life at the party?
I had a very good time. I drank more than I should have. But one of the pictures our friends took, because they're like, oh, dip your wife like they do in the movie. Well, she's half in the bag, so she's screaming at the top of her lungs as I'm trying to dip her, which is a stupid moment. Anyway, they snapped the picture, and I said, babe, because we look stupid, but it's a fairly decent picture overall. Right. I said, we are blowing this up, and we're putting it next to our wedding photo. Yeah! Like our first dance, I want this to be the picture next to it. Because this is what happens 17 and a half years later. It starts like this. It ends with Patrick Swayze.
Did you come up with this on your own?
I did. Because when I got there, they're like, Chocolate Swayze. I'm like, no, man, Black-Trick. But they decided, I think they felt uncomfortable calling me that. So they went with Chocolate Swayze.
From what movie? Like Roadhouse? What?
No, Roadhouse. That would be the one. Dirty Dancing, man. He was Dirty Dancing, right?
Yeah.
Okay, because I get him mixed up with Kevin Bacon.
Ghost was another big one for him?
I wasn't Ghost Patrick Swayze. I was not any other movie. Not Roadhouse, not Red Dawn. Outsiders? Nope. I was, in fact, Dirty Dancing. You know why? Because my wife came up with it.
Yeah.
And then to get in the mood, she was watching Dirty Dancing earlier that day before he went to his party. She's in the bedroom watching it. I stroll in there. And the movie does not age well. Oh, my babe, come on. I know you like the movie, but be honest, this is a steaming pile of ass. He's like, no, it's not. I love this movie. It is so bad.
All those dancing movies.
It is so bad.
Flashdance sucked. Footloose sucked. All those dancing movies in my mind when I was a kid. They weren't for me.
It's a massive movie, but I have no urge to go back and watch it.
No, and the only thing I would say with Dirty Dancing, right, just go back and just watch the dance scene at the end. You know, this is the triumphant moment where Patrick Swayze's breaking out his moves. It was so sad and pathetic. You know what I mean?
So was Saturday Night Fever.
If your buddy dances like that at the wedding, you know he's drunk. Well, Patrick Swayze wasn't drunk. I'm like, that. You're dancing like a drunken fool.
I mean, even Breakin' was better than all those movies, based on the dancing.
Yeah, Saturday Night Fever might be the worst of all of the, hey,
you don't realize
you
how
waited the entire movie to see his dance moves, and you're like, that's it?
That is it.
Okay. All right. Hello, Adam. Welcome to the men's room.
Hola. Adam, welcome to the program. Random question. Let's go with this one. What would you say is your favorite fast food menu item of all time?
Ooh.
Oh, that is a tough one.
Mike, do you already have an answer?
I'm going to have to go. I'm still going to have to stick with White Castle, just White Castle cheeseburgers.
How many do you normally get?
10 sack, then a sack of onion chips, and a big red soda.
Do you eat White Castle sober?
Ted's very confused.
No.
All right, I'm just asking.
Look at his face. Like, what?
Do people do that?
I've had White Castle twice in my life. Once during the day, we just got it for lunch. I was like,
all right.
And then I've had it at the end of a night. We're like, this is great. And I saw somebody post online, like, I don't get White Castle. And everybody's just like, well, it helps if you're drunk or whatever. But I know they have a massive following. So
for sure.
But, I mean, they steam it all right there on the same. Yeah, it's weird.
When's the last time you...
And I grew up in Cincinnati, and my grandpa would always bring White Castles home after he came home bowling or whatever else. So,
when was the last time you had White Castle?
6 years ago.
6 years ago. Okay.
And Crystal's is the same thing, essentially, just in a different area with a different name.
Yeah, Crystal's is in the South, right? Like, because White Castle never made it far down as like the Mid-Atlantic. We always talk about like DC and Baltimore. You had Little Tavern, but it was the same thing, just tiny little sliders.
See, I used to say, probably 10 years ago, I'd say Chick-fil-A chicken sandwich, but I don't think they're that good anymore.
You know,
comparatively speaking,
changed.
Get Big Shack, bro. I'm telling you right. So my son is like a fried chicken sandwich connoisseur now, right? That's just where his head is.
Has he had a Popeyes sandwich yet?
I don't know if he's had Popeye. No,
that Popeyes one is legit.
I know, but I don't want to get them all excited about that because that's predominantly going to be east of the Mississippi, right?
There's some around here. You just gotta.
Where would be the closest one to us?
Popeyes? No, there's one at JBLM. Kind of.
Okay, well, I'm not going
there. There's got to be one in like Federal Way. I think there's one maybe Linwood.
Puyallup got everything.
Just farther north of us, but like not too far.
But my thought is, if we're looking for a chain, specifically fast food, I'm like, let's just go to Aurora and head north. and to find everything. But we found Big Shack's chicken sandwich, whatever it is. And a friend of ours has said they're delicious. So I said, you know what, let's just get one for the kid, see if he likes it. That's it. He does not want anything except Big Shack's. You can offer him any other kind of chicken sandwich. He's like, if we're going to get a chicken sandwich, let's just get Big Shack's. And I will vouch, it is outstanding.
How about your daughter? She found her Boar's Head equivalent turkey yet?
No.
So they still have the recall going on.
They got a recall going on. The girl only eats like 3 different things, right? And Boar's Head turkey, deli sliced is one of them. She's very, very, very specific. So the Boar's Head recall hit. My wife's like, she's not going to know, man. She gets whatever brand of turkey. It's sliced exactly the same. My daughter put it in her mouth, pulled it out of her mouth, and said, "This is not my turkey."
Oh, no.
Oh, she knew instantly.
My grandfather, he had a very interesting fast food interest as far as where he wanted to go. There was a place called Long John Silver's.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
they had
God,
a fish sandwich. He always had to stop there and get a fish sandwich. Rack's roast beef was the equivalent of Arby's, and they had a number of those. And he would always want to stop and get a couple of roast beef sandwiches. So it was never like you just went to a McDonald's. Or you always went to some thing where he got the one menu item I probably never would.
What about Arthur Treacher's fish and chips?
They had those as well.
That was my dad's go-to. So he'd mess with us and be like, "Hey, guys," and when you're a little kid and your parents offer to take you out for lunch or dinner, I am in, man. We'd hop in the car and we'd drive by Perkins. That was always our first choice, right? Then we'd drive by McDonald's, which I know is hard for my dad because he loves their vanilla shakes. And then some, please tell me we're not pulling in Arthur. Damn it! Arthur Treacher's fish and chips. And it was fine. But he's one of those dudes.
Long John Silver is actually pretty solid, in my mind. It's not good for you.
I gotta say, that's a tough question, that your all-time favorite fast food item.
I mean,
it is. It
go back
used
to
to be the Mexican pizza.
I go back to the Big Mac, I think.
See, for me, it's the Crunchwrap Supreme out of Taco Bell.
Yeah, you've always been an
that is my
for that.
staple, top to bottom. And other restaurants, I'll give the menu a quick little once over. Taco Bell, there is always a Crunchwrap Supreme in my bag.
And I don't want to sound like a child. It might just be chicken nuggets.
Like from McDonald's?
Yeah,
hell yeah.
Like chicken McNuggets, because I like the fish sandwich and stuff, but I don't eat a ton of McDonald's. But as an adult, there's still I don't know, every couple of months it's like, I want some chicken McNuggets. Right. Not nuggets I can make at home. Right. Not tenders. No. I want those nuggets.
Did you guys ever get the original chicken from Burger King?
No, I've never had one of those.
Oh, we had that all the time.
Well, I made them, but I didn't eat them.
Oh, they're great.
Because you only got 3 in the drawer. You got to be careful because somebody's going to pull up and order all 3, and now you're screwed.
I'm with you, too. And, compared to the other chicken sandwiches, it is so old. It's I feel like I could buy a frozen patty. But I'm with you. If I do go to a Burger King, it's I kind of want to get that original chicken.
As far as fast casual goes, when we were in high school, we were allowed to leave school for 35 minutes to go pick up food.
Yeah.
We could typically get 40 in. We go to Pizza Hut and get a personal pan pizza.
Oh, dude, yeah.
And I mean, it was cheaper than hell. It was like $5. You get a big-ass tall soda. We just sit in there in the Pizza Hut.
Remember Pizza Hut used to have the daytime lunch buffet?
Oh, God, that's right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Reese asked, what's your favorite fast food menu item of all time? We head over to the UK. They say for almost a decade, McDonald's fans have been begging the fast food chain in England for one thing and one thing only, the McRib. Apparently, it is covered.
Really?
Yes. The cult status perhaps has something to do with the fact that it's never available in the UK. And customers
They're doing you a favor.
They have not been able to get a hold of one since 2015. So they're finally giving people what they want. They're bringing back the iconic menu item.
Give us the McRib.
Yeah. And again, it's returning for a limited time, starting on October the 16th.
I mean, it's basically the same thing that happened here.
I know.
Right? And everybody would go ape-ass every couple of years it would come out, right? And be like, it's just not that good.
No.
And then they started offering all the time, and the whole country was like, yeah, we don't really like it.
We don't like it.
Right. So now they do it in limited releases, and I get it. That works. It's gimmicky. People go get them.
The last one was limited time offer was the Grimace milkshake.
Oh, yeah.
They sold out of that in 2 days.
What was that flavor supposed to be?
Across the country.
I mean, it was just a purple shake?
It was a purple shake. There was the whole thing with you drink it and then you'd pass out or get beat up or something.
What?
It was a whole, people were putting out all these videos, trying to Grimace shake. That's you wake up on the ground, there's purple milkshake dripping out of your mouth.
Mm-hmm. We do have a list, though, of the 20 most popular fast food menu items.
All right.
So the favorites that people order from a variety of places. I'll give you the item. You tell me if you've ever had one. The spicy chicken sandwich at Wendy's.
Yes.
No. I don't believe I have.
I've had it once.
The spicy chicken, I've had regular chicken sandwich. I don't know if I got the spicy.
It's good. I mean, I like it.
When I was a landscaper with Bernie, we were obsessed. Now, this is 20-some years ago. They had a chicken cordon bleu sandwich.
I remember that.
With like Dijon mustard and ham. If that thing was out for a month, I bet we ate 30 of them.
Number 19 on the list, 2 tacos for 99 cents from Jack in the Box.
I've made so many of those damn things.
I've done that.
Dude, I told you, my Uncle Phil was out here a couple years ago, right? He is a super fitness guy. So they get in a little late, 10:30, whatever. I said, well, there's bars in my neighborhood and get food. Can we go to Jack in the Box? I said, well, yeah. All right, I need to get those tacos. Because he hadn't had them in like 40 years.
I rolled on the fryers when I worked at J-Box, and I had 2 back-to-back orders of 100 tacos.
Most popular fast food menu items.
Hang on. How long does it take to fry 100 tacos?
So the tacos themselves, they fried for like 30 seconds. It was they did not take long, but they put in like, Mike, just make tacos. We'll take care of everything else because we still got people coming through.
Right.
And so I just started going and going and going. And honestly, it took me, I want to say it took me 10, 15 minutes to make 100 tacos.
Wow.
Or 200
Okay.
tacos, I guess.
Next on the list, we have the Shack Burger from Shake Shack. I've never been to Shake Shack.
I haven't either. I've heard good things about it.
The
but
Shack Burger?
Yes.
I brought that in for you guys.
You did?
Yes.
We've had that.
Yes.
When was that?
It was when I brought in Shake Shack because it had ended up on the top of every list. Phenomenal. They use a brioche bun.
All right. I do remember that.
Actual
yes.
good beef to
Okay.
it. They actually have mastered the crinkle cut fry. I will swear by the Shack Burger. They're
How about
great.
a pretzel from Auntie Anne's?
Oh, back in the day.
That's on the
Love
list.
those.
Popular fast food menu items. Well done. Big Mac from McDonald's.
Sure.
Yep.
The cheesy gordita crunch.
Oh,
from
yeah,
Taco
baby.
Bell.
All day.
Yeah, somebody even texted in about that, unsolicited.
That's the one that's got the hard shell and then it's got a soft shell on the outside
And
of that.
there's
with little-
cheese between them,
In the
right?
middle,
Yeah.
yes, sir.
And back in my day, it was a double decker, and they put refried beans as the.
Oh, that's right.
Is what kept them together.
2 nuggets show up on the list. That would be McDonald's, the McNugget Original, and the chicken nuggets from Chick-fil-A.
Oh yeah, those are the top 2 nuggets in my mind.
Those are the hand dip ones.
Top nuggets.
Spicy chicken sandwich from Chick-fil-A makes the list.
Yep.
The animal-style burger from In-N-Out. I've had that.
That's fine.
Bacon cheeseburger for Five Guys, which costs $900.
It's good,
No
but yeah,
kidding.
man.
No kidding.
I know the bag's heavy, but God.
It is shocking.
I mean, thank you for the extra fries, guys. But cheese and whiz.
It's a delicious burger, though.
It is.
It is good. We stopped ordering from there. We were doing it for a while, right?
Because you were going bankrupt?
Well, yeah, we'd order 4 burgers, 4 shakes, right? And then at Uber Eats stuff or whatever. I didn't give them much thought. And the one time I'm signing for it, and I'm like, this is over $100.
Oh, my God.
We have 4 burgers, 4 shakes, and obviously all the fries you could possibly eat. But I'm like, okay, guys, we're not getting.
When I was working for Uber Eats, I had to deliver one order from Five Guys, and I was so glad that the customer was outside of their house when I delivered it because the bag was falling apart.
All right, just all the grease. Yeah.
The original Frosty from Wendy's.
Sure.
is on the list.
Classic.
As well as the McFlurry from McDonald's. These are the most popular fast food menu items.
Oreo's the best.
Curly fries from Arby's.
Yes.
Oh,
hell
yep.
yeah.
Those are hard to beat.
We have the spuds.
And that's the only thing from Arby's that actually shows up on this list.
That
as far as being
Jamocha
a
shake is pretty damn good, too.
Jamocha?
Yeah.
That's what it's called.
Oh, I don't know.
Jamocha shake.
Jamocha?
Yeah.
I call people Jamokes all the time. You know what
It's
that
a
meant?
Jamocha shake.
Yeah.
He's
Yeah.
right. He's absolutely right.
It's
For
one of their
Jamocha.
signature items.
Okay. Blizzard from Dairy Queen.
Sure.
Love that.
Chicken sandwich from Chick-fil-A, the original. Chicken sandwich from Popeyes, or chicken from Popeyes. Fries at McDonald's.
Oh, yeah.
The double-double at In-N-Out. And the number one thing, the most
did have
popular
the double-double.
fast food menu item, which I think are just average, the waffle fries at Chick-fil-A.
They're fantastic. I know a lot of people don't like waffle fries.
I like waffle fries.
I love their
I think they're
waffle
the
fries.
second worst fries in the game.
Oh, my God.
After I love waffle fries, but after In-N-Out.
Your potato game sucks,
It
bro.
does.
I'm 100% with Miles. I don't know why
What?
people go. They
Thank you.
barely salt them.
Oh, my
they're not
God.
They have the
pieces.
skin, the ones that look like little...
Yeah.
they're-
And
The
people-
little turtle shell ones, dude, those are the best.
People love them. I do not get it.
Wow. You guys
I'd rather have curly fries from
Arby's.
I will take curly fries, but I will also absolutely take the waffle.
Sorry,
fries.
I'll take the waffle over the curly fries. I will stand and die on that hill.
I'm almost shocked, though, to be honest with you, that Five Guys fries, I think those are the best fries in the game.
I mean, they taste
McDonald's, McDonald's
different.
are
Those are great.
McDonald's.
Those
It's
are
like,
great.
it's like a McNugget. You know what you're getting, you know what it tastes like. But as far as like, wow, that's a good French fry. Again, the $900 order I make at Five Guys, the fries are
I
fantastic.
think it's because they actually taste like potatoes. And you got, like, almost every other French fry you eat tastes like a French fry, and God only knows what they're doing. People are still trying to figure out McDonald's French fries. They're delicious, but you're not quite sure what it is. I think when you get them from Five Guys, you're like, oh, God, right. If you just cut a potato.
Do they still make them in store? If I'm not mistaken, that was the spot where they actually smacked the potato.
Yeah, because they got all those bags in there.
Random. Right, I think that's part of the reason, honestly, like if you buy a franchise for Five Guys, like their menu's not massive because it's like, we do these very well.
This is what we do, right? Hello, Robert. Welcome to the men's room.
How you doing, fellas?
Hola.
Robert, we're doing great. Welcome to the program. Random question. Let's go with this one, Robert. When did you think this is not a good situation? Or have you ever been in a situation where you thought, I might not make it out of here alive?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I got one right off the top of my head.
All right.
First and foremost, I love the hell out of you guys, man. You guys are good. You guys are great.
Oh, thank you.
Especially Ted and Miles.
Wow. That's because we know French
Especially
fries.
Ted and Miles, dude. Miles, I love you, brother. I met you up at Tony V's garage years ago, man.
Oh, yeah.
Straight up cat, man. And Steve, you're cool beans, dude.
Yeah, whatever,
you.
dude. It's too late.
All right. So what was the question again?
Basically, when have you been in
Why
a
don't you like
situation?
Mike?
I put them on the list.
When you thought you were...
Who's Mike? I don't even know who Mike is.
He's the guy right over there. He's walked out.
Oh, no.
No, I can't say that one.
So I have to stay here.
Once again,
Mike
Metro
Hawk.
Colors, here are the 7 words you can't say on the radio.
I might quit.
Sucker,
I
mother,
might quit.
and please keep those words in mind when calling. Now back
Wow,
to
Miles and I, our fans get rowdy.
Wow. I'll be there.
Sorry about that.
Okay.
You guys, that was with a K. That was with a K. It wasn't with
Still
a C.
can't say that word. That's not how you spell it. Can't say it.
Yeah. It's like the F word with a PH.
London with a PH.
So when did you think that you might die? Or you put yourself in a situation where you thought you might not make it out?
This was a long time. It was a long time ago, and I'm not really proud of it or ever. But there was a bar fight, and somehow or another.
I gotta do it again. Yes, exactly.
once again, Bedroom Colors, here are the 7 words
your fan.
you can't say on the radio.
God.
Sucker, mother.
Oh, boy.
Please keep those
Ted's
words in mind
fans.
when calling.
The reason we
Our
asked,
fans, Miles.
when did you think this is not good?
Potato.
They say on the
Potato
silver
boys.
screen, it would be an action movie.
Spud Gang.
In real life, it felt more like a horror movie. This is the story of an 18-year-old North Dakota driver who found himself behind the wheel of a 2022 Honda Pilot that started accelerating uncontrollably.
Oh.
Sam Dutcher, he lives in rural West Fargo, describes what happened on the night of September 17th. I thought, hey, my car's accelerating and my foot is not on the gas. As the car sped into neighboring Minnesota, he called his mom. His mom said, call 911. They confirmed the vehicle did not respond when he tried to turn it off, shift into neutral, or use the emergency brake. My mind started to go, I'm going to die, and I'm dying tonight, Sam said. Indeed, video captures just how fast he was going. 113 miles an hour when he passed Clay County Deputy Zach Johnson and Minnesota State Trooper Zach Groover. They said they recognized there was a perilous end ahead. It was Deputy Johnson who said, guys, the road ends in a T in 3 to 4 miles. At that point, we knew we had to get the car stopped. So he accelerated to 130 miles an hour in his Dodge Charger to get in front of the kid's vehicle. He was then instructed to crash into the rear of the squad car as the cop applied his brakes. The sound of horrible but a life-saving crash was heard, and it worked. After 20 minutes, his car was stationary and no one was injured. I don't think I did anything special, said the cop. I think it came down to I had the fastest car. I'm just able to get in front of him. But that is insane.
That is terrifying.
Still to come on the program, your guess is as good as mine. The categories, the best airlines and the coolest cities. And we've got your emails coming up next to the men's room at KISW.com.
What's up? It's your boy, the Ted Smith from the men's room. And did you know I have a podcast? Well, I do. The Podcast. New episodes uploaded every Wednesday on the Odyssey app.
We know what they really want this holiday. The perfect pleasure present from Lovers. Find a sexy gift for a loved one and grab something to satisfy yourself, too. Lovers has all the toys and accessories for every desire. Lovers Rewards members can win a holiday sweepstakes grand prize worth over $4,000. With 18 Western Washington locations, Lovers is the place for the hottest holiday gifting. Mention presents for 20% off your purchase. Visit loversstores.com for official sweepstakes rules.
Amazon fall favorites are here to make you say, with low prices on home, beauty, and fashion brands like Amazon Essentials. So hold on to your pumpkin spiced whatevers and save on fall favorites at Amazon.
This episode is brought to you by Progressive Insurance. Whether you love true crime or comedy, celebrity interviews or news, you call the shots on what's in your podcast queue. And guess what? Now you can call them on your auto insurance too with the Name Your Price tool from Progressive. It works just the way it sounds. You tell Progressive how much you want to pay for car insurance, and they'll show you coverage options that fit your budget. Get your quote today at Progressive.com to join the over 28 million drivers who trust Progressive. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Price and coverage match limited by state law.
Life can be hectic, and managing your mental health is more important today than ever before. That's why Mindful Therapy Group's mission is to take the pain out of finding a therapist. Whether you need talk therapy, psychological testing, even medication management, Mindful has you covered. Our mental health providers are here for you with both in-person and telehealth options to get you seen in as little as 48 hours. Mindful Therapy Group also accepts insurance. Join us to start your journey to a healthier and happier you. Visit mindfultherapygroup.com to get started today.
Terms and conditions apply. For full details, see unlock.com/legal. Actor portrayal.
Lisa, thanks for having me over. Your new kitchen is gorgeous. How did you find the money to do it?
We worked with this great company, Unlock. They help you unlock the future value of your home to get the cash you need today.
So it's a home equity loan?
No, it's not a loan at all. There's no monthly payments and no interest charges ever. And you can use the money however you want. We were able to redo our kitchen and pay off our credit card debt.
Wow, Jack and I could really use this to finally pay off our old student loan debt. How do I get started?
It's easy. Just go to their website.
Go to unlock.com/radio to unlock the value in your home and get up to $500,000 in cash with no monthly payments and no interest ever. Pay off debt, improve your home, add to your retirement fund. It's up to you. Go to unlock.com/radio right now to see if you qualify to unlock the value in your home. That's unlock.com/radio. Go to unlock.com/radio.
At Lovers, you can get what you really want this holiday, a perfect pleasure present. Find a sexy gift for a loved one and pick up something indulgent for yourself. Lovers has lingerie, toys, and accessories for every desire. Lovers Rewards members can win a holiday sweepstakes grand prize worth over $4,000. With 18 Western Washington locations, Lovers is the place for sexy holiday gifting. Mention Indulge for 20% off your purchase. Visit loversstores.com for official sweepstakes rules.
This episode is brought to you by Progressive Insurance. Whether you love true crime or comedy, celebrity interviews or news, you call the shots on what's in your podcast queue. And guess what? Now you can call them on your auto insurance too with the Name Your Price tool from Progressive. It works just the way it sounds. You tell Progressive how much you want to pay for car insurance, and they'll show you coverage options that fit your budget. Get your quote today at Progressive.com to join the over 28 million drivers who trust Progressive. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Price and coverage match limited by state law.
Early holiday deals are here, and so are amazing deals at Amazon. You'll save so much on early holiday fashion gifts, like cozy fits and stylish shirts. You'll have money left over for those aviators that make you feel like a maverick. Or that ugly holiday sweater that's like really ugly.
OMG, that's like really ugly.
Oh, what fun it is to save. Shop early holiday deals now.
Are you a bartender that dreads the phrase, hey, can you put the game on? At Sports on What, we understand your pain and we're here to help. Over-the-air, satellite, cable, or streaming, Sports on What knows what channel the game is on, and you can too. Follow your favorite teams, set alerts, and filter by provider to get the results you need. Stop wasting time searching and never miss kickoff again. Just download the Sports on What app, and you'll always know how to watch the game. Available for Android and iOS. Start your 7-day free trial when you download Sports on What and subscribe today.
The debauchery rolls on. You're listening to The Men's Room with Miles and Thrill. 99.9 KISW.
Hey, you want to go to the Halloween Hullabaloo Sunday night? Show our center down in Kent?
You remembered.
Have your chance to win tickets all of this week. The code word is warning. Warning. Text warning to 206-803-ROCK. Your chance to join us on Sunday night. If not, head to KISW.com. Limited tickets are left. So just know that. That way, you can't say we didn't tell you, because looks like it's going to be a sold-out show. Little Halloween party on Sunday night with Godsmack and Hailstorm. Again, the word is warning. Text that to 206-803-ROCK. All right, do we have time for a few emails from the men's room at KISW.com.
You've got mail. You've got mail.
Birthday time. Bitches, it's our daughter Eleanor Ellie's first trip around the sun. Can we get a scream from The Who, followed by a fart montage, a little kid fish sandwich, and you guys talking all over yourselves about the terrible twos on the horizon? Thanks, guys. That from Rob and from Jessica. No.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, man. Don't worry about the terrible twos. It is these threes that are going to drive you crazy. You can look at the terrible twos like they weren't so terrible. Threes, you can say, what in the freaking hell?
No, Daddy.
Because that's just the way it plays.
No, Daddy.
And then about 6, they start to mellow.
No, Daddy. No. Guys, my son Jonathan hit 6 years old today. His mom doesn't like him to say Ola Bachola. So he would very much love it if you guys would say Ola Bachola Jonathan. And have Coach Ted hyping him up, learning the sounds of the alphabet from his dad, Tacoma Joe.
Ola Bachola Jonathan.
Ola Bachola Jonathan.
Ola Bachola Jonathan.
Son, Coach isn't going to lie to you, all right? You got to learn how to sound out stuff. It can be a little tough. Coach struggled with it itself, but, you know, I don't know, man. I haven't sounded out sounds in a while. But, you know, just letters go together. S and H.
You hear that one a lot.
Cha. Good luck, little buddy.
Cha.
Don't come to Coach for English advice.
All the brothers, today's another trip around the sun, the last of my 40s. So can I get the crazy clown and the dirty Germans talking about planting bulbs for spring color? That from your loyal listener since the buzz days, Pangea Joe.
Who's the crazy clown?
I don't know.
Fingers?
That would be Nipples.
Oh.
Nipples the clown. I'm available for children's birthday parties. And don't worry, when you see me, you know how I got my name. Yeah, I've spent some time with that Nipples the clown. He is much fun.
Yes, you know, in Germany we play a little game called Put Your Bulbs Inside the Ground. You can figure out what the bulbs are and what the ground is.
What a beautiful name for a game.
Yeah. Yeah, come hither. Let me put my bulbs in the ground.
All right, guys, here you go.
Happy, happy, happy birthday. Happy, happy, happy birthday. Happy, happy, happy birthday to you, to you, to you.
Ya's the Dirty Germans, brought to you by Men's Room Original Sausage. Available through Uli's World Famous Sausage, mensroomlive.com, and other fine retailers. Schweinefleisch.
Thank you, Mom. Let's get a contestant on the line for your guess is as good as mine now at 206-803-ROCK. Couple of extra emails. This one says, guys, we have your salsa at work. Yay! Guys, my name is Liz, and I wanted to share my work is now serving Men's Room roasted red salsa from San Juan Salsa. Love you guys. And Ted, if you're into single moms, I'm 30 and interested. LOL, love the show. You guys are amazing.
There we go.
Yeah. Rock on from the Picard Technical Center in Mount Vernon, Washington. That from Liz Veronica Luna. Liz,
what store?
It is the Picard Technical Center. So I don't know if that's a cafeteria because that looks like industrial size
salsas.
Those are big ass salsas. Okay, as far as the beer is concerned. Oh, thank you for continuing to send these pictures and emails where you find the beer, by the way. That's how we can spread the word to you. Now, guys, your beer is in singles at Rosario Market in Anacortes.
Nice.
There you go, guys.
I love that market, man.
That from Kyle. Yeah, they got, you know, that's pretty cool, too. You can just get a can for, a couple cans, whatever you need.
I like that, man. Just, I don't need a six-pack.
What else we got? Ola Bachola found your guys' beer at the Fred Meyer off of Lakeway in Bellingham, Washington. Got myself 2 Sixers. Have a good day, guys, from your loyal listener, CJ in Bellingham. Golly. Found it at the Blazing Onion in Smoky Point. You can get it in 22-ounce cans.
Nice.
Right on, bitches. That from Dale.
I haven't had a big one yet.
And we got one more related to beer or alcohol anyway. It says, gentlemen, I'm not much of a drinker, but I'm currently in China meeting my wife's family and friends. And I tried some local rice liquor. 2 shots later, and after a couple hours, I'm feeling like I have a hangover. I enclosed a pic of the bottle for fun. I don't imagine this stuff is available in the States. I'll catch you on the podcast in a week or so when I get home. I'm off to bed, guys. I feel like crap. That's from Barry. Apparently, had one too many over there in...
Just one too many.
One too many.
And,
I mean, look, it happens to the best of us.
I know it's always that last drink.
Is it? I mean, I guess, is it like Chinese whiskey? Is that the idea?
I don't know. I've drinking
Japanese whiskey,
like sake. I've drinking Japanese whiskey. I've had soju from Korea, but I've never had like quote unquote a Chinese liquor.
I don't think I have. If I have, I didn't know it.
Yep.
That's the best way to put it.
All right, time for a little Your Guess is as Good as Mine. It's an easy game to play. You pick from one of 2 categories and try to get as many right in said category before 3 strikes and you're out. So, Steve, who is ready to play Your Guess is as Good as Mine?
Hello, Christian. Welcome to the men's room.
Hola. Christian, welcome to the program. Your Guess is as Good as Mine. Our categories today, we have the best airlines here in the United States of America. They compared the 9 largest U.S. airlines and 1 regional carrier across 13 metrics: cost, delays, cancellations, injuries, entertainment options, and legroom. So basically, if you pick that category, you're only going to have to get 9 out of the 10. You can try to guess the regional character or a carrier at the end if you want, but I mean, that's kind of hard to do. And then we have the 10 coolest cities in the U.S. and Canada. They say there are 8 ways to measure if a city is cool and has a little urban hipness. The metrics are based on arts and cultural scene, lifestyles, recreation, dining and nightlife, trendiness, and media coverage. So, do you want to go with the coolest cities in the U.S. and Canada? 1 is from Canada, 9 are from the United States, or the best airlines in America?
Well, I'll tell you what, I've lived in Seattle all my life. I'd like to try living somewhere else, so maybe I want to hear about some cool cities today.
Okay, coolest cities it is.
Cool cities.
All right, Christian, the game is played. There are 10 of the hippest, coolest cities on the North American continent. Your clue is only 1 is in Canada. Everything else is here in the United States.
All right, well, I'm going to try for the easy one and go for New York City.
That's number 1. That's how you play the game. They say it's got all the stuff.
The problem is New York is so big with so many people.
It's got everything. Right.
Mm-hmm.
That's why it's cool. They
don't have a good football team.
According to yesterday, they do.
Well, maybe every once in a
moment.
Yeah, they got a moment.
Yeah, too soon.
Okay.
I'm going to go with Austin, a big up-and-coming one.
Austin, not on the list.
Wow. I'm actually really surprised by that.
I am too, to be honest with you. To be honest with you, I would go bigger cities on this one. Sort of, for the most
part. Okay. Bigger. Then let's go L.A.
Los Angeles is number 3, Christian. The 3rd coolest city in America. Whatever that. They have beaches, I guess.
But is it more traditional?
What do you mean?
Like when you go to Austin, like I think that's a very cool city. A lot of cool people. The vibes are high.
But it's like modern cool.
But no, I'm just saying, I also feel like people are like, I got to go to New York City. It's so cool.
Yeah.
And then LA is number 2.
LA's 3 on the list.
But, all right, I'm just saying second.
Yeah, gotcha.
So, I mean, I would think Vegas would be on there.
Chicago, D.C.
Yeah, let's go Chicago.
Number 7. Chicago, the 7th coolest city in North America.
I like Chicago. I don't know if it's cool, but I like it.
Yeah.
Cold.
It is that.
Let's add San Francisco to the list.
Number 4.
Yeah.
That's how we play the game.
It should be cool for as much as it costs.
You want to try for Canada?
Oh.
Man, I would think it's Vancouver.
See, I would think Montreal.
Really want to be Vancouver, BC. I'm going to go Vancouver.
Well, don't listen to me.
I only think Montreal because everybody from any walk, like doesn't matter what color you are or whatever, everybody I know that goes to Montreal loves it.
And Quebec City for that.
Either Montreal or Toronto, but I'm going to hold that one for a second. Let's go to Miami.
Miami, not a bad guess. That's your third strike. Yeah.
No Miami?
No Miami.
Damn. All right, I'm going to guess D.C.
D.C.'s number 2.
All right.
As far as the coolest cities in the United States.
Oh, wow. Because, look, if you're not from D.C. and all of those things are free to you, and a great food, if you live there, you're kind of like, it is what you live anyway.
Also, arts and culture. So when you think of all the museums,
that's why Miami,
all the history, all that stuff.
How about Toronto, Miles?
Toronto's number 6. That's our Canadian representative there.
I do like Toronto.
But, when you look at the world-class, quote-unquote, cities, typically there's only one that shows up on the North American continent, and that's Vancouver.
Vancouver, yeah.
So I don't know what they're... And Victoria's cool, too, but either way.
But I don't think Vancouver's big enough to me to be like a major world city.
It is. Oh, yeah. I mean, it is considered, it absolutely is.
Really?
Yeah.
It's huge. Like Stanley Park is bigger than
Central Park in
New York.
But
what about population?
I would have to think
like
it's
3 million.
Maybe the second biggest outside of Toronto.
I think it's the second biggest to Toronto. Yeah.
Dare I say Seattle?
Seattle will be on there.
Seattle's number 8.
Yeah.
All right. 10 coolest cities in the United States and Canada. So far, Seattle, Chicago, Toronto, San Francisco, L.A., D.C., and New York City.
What's one that you just said there, Steve?
There are 3 left.
I said San Diego. You guys want to roll with that or not? I don't know if it's considered cool, but I like San Diego.
It's cool.
Right?
I mean, everybody likes San Diego.
All right, San Diego. Son of a...
No.
I like San Diego.
We're not
How about
cool.
Nashville?
Nashville.
Damn.
All right.
Any places in Florida, Miles?
No not a
places
one.
in Florida.
Can we go back to the Northeast?
It wouldn't matter because they won't be there next week anyway.
Yeah, no kidding.
What about Boston?
Northeast?
Boston. Number 9. All right.
Thank you, Tug.
There is...
I just stole your thunder.
Yeah.
That's all that was.
There's one East Coast city left. There's one West Coast city left.
Philadelphia.
Philadelphia is number 10 as far as being the coolest city in the U.S. Or one of them.
One more. Portland?
Portland, Oregon.
They beat us?
They beat us by 3 spots, yes.
Got it. Boo.
Well,
that doesn't sit well with
me. Look, we were talking about this earlier. We know people who live there and love it, and people who live there and go
and absolutely hate it. Yeah.
After you do the things that there are to do, there's nothing else to do. So,
yeah, that was. We know somebody who lives there. I'm like, well, how do you like it? And they're like, man, honestly, I hate it. They've been there for like 6 years. Like, for real? Like, why? And they said, look,
because they used to be here.
Well, they used to be here, but they do make the point. They go like, look, Portland and Seattle have a lot of similarities, but one thing that Seattle has in droves that Portland basically has none of is industry.
Oh, sure.
Right? So, but that ends up paying for so many other little things that we get to take advantage of. It's like in Portland, man, there's just nothing.
Not unless you're like a strip club guy.
Sure.
But I mean, after a while, you're like, okay, whatever.
Okay.
Strip club, I will say, I always say this about strip clubs, right? Like, I do think when you're in cities like Portland or Atlanta or Dallas, where it's much more of a culture, like people will go there to watch sports as well.
Right.
You know what I mean? As opposed to just in Seattle, where it's like, all right, let's go stare at her boobs before she asks us for a dance because we can't have a drink.
So strip clubs in those cities are more like Rainforest Cafe. Look, I'm here for the food, but then on the side, there's this thing that can distract me for a couple of minutes.
Like a gorilla popping out of the wall.
Right, but instead, it's a pair of boobs.
Hey, I mean, I've watched college football in the A-crop. And then I've been thrown out of a strip club in Seattle for being like, will you please put on college football?
Oh, because
they threw you out
for that?
Yeah.
Hey, man, stare at the girls on the screen.
They have a TV in there.
It's 10 a.m. on a Saturday morning.
It was like, that was not my idea. Somebody we used to work.
Oh, I can guess who it is.
Right. And it was Ohio State, Texas. I remember to this day. You know me. I'm like, there's one goddamn goal today. It's to watch that game.
Is this the same guy that offered to take Miles golfing?
Yep.
And then you get there and you find out that he had stolen the golf carts and you couldn't play the first hole.
No, he had to be chased around.
We're talking about world city, but all I was saying about Vancouver is, like, to me, when you think of worldwide cities, right, there's only a few of them. There's Paris, right?
London, Hong Kong.
Tokyo, right? London, Hong Kong. And then to me, there's like New York City, maybe San Fran here, like Mexico City.
Sure.
Sydney, probably.
Right. So, like, I love Vancouver. I just don't think it gets that same kind of spotlight as, like, those, like, you know what I mean?
They establish world-class cities.
Yeah. Like, there's only so many of them.
Coming up, we'll drink and toast with a shot of the day. You are listening to The Men's Room.
Terms and conditions apply. For full details, see unlock.com/legal. Actor portrayal.
Lisa, thanks for having me over. Your new kitchen is gorgeous. How did you find the money to do it?
We worked with this great company, Unlock. They help you unlock the future value of your home to get the cash you need today.
So it's a home equity loan?
No, it's not a loan at all. There's no monthly payments and no interest charges ever. And you can use the money however you want. We were able to redo our kitchen and pay off our credit card debt.
Wow, Jack and I could really use this to finally pay off our old student loan debt. How do I get started?
It's easy. Just go to their website.
Go to unlock.com/radio to unlock the value in your home and get up to $500,000 in cash with no monthly payments and no interest ever. Pay off debt, improve your home, add to your retirement fund. It's up to you. Go to unlock.com/radio right now to see if you qualify to unlock the value in your home. That's unlock.com/radio. Go to unlock.com/radio.
At Lovers, you can get what you really want this holiday, a perfect pleasure present. Find a sexy gift for a loved one and pick up something indulgent for yourself. Lovers has lingerie, toys, and accessories for every desire. Lovers Rewards members can win a holiday sweepstakes grand prize worth over $4,000. With 18 Western Washington locations, Lovers is the place for sexy holiday gifting. Mention Indulge for 20% off your purchase. Visit loversstores.com for official sweepstakes rules.
Early holiday deals are here, and so are amazing deals at Amazon. You'll save so much on early holiday gifts for the kitchen, like appliances and cookware. You'll have money left over for a sauce pot, so you can make your mom's famous gravy recipe.
Yuck.
Or at least try to. Or that cutting board for the ultimate holiday party buffet.
Is that a charcuterie pyramid?
Oh, what fun it is to save. Shop early holiday deals now.
This episode is brought to you by Progressive Insurance. Whether you love true crime or comedy, celebrity interviews or news, you call the shots on what's in your podcast queue. And guess what? Now you can call them on your auto insurance too with the Name Your Price tool from Progressive. It works just the way it sounds. You tell Progressive how much you want to pay for car insurance, and they'll show you coverage options that fit your budget. Get your quote today at Progressive.com to join the over 28 million drivers who trust Progressive. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Price and coverage match limited by state law.
Getting help for mental health shouldn't be as hard as it is. Thankfully, Mindful Therapy Group is here to make your mental health journey as painless as possible. Be seen in as little as 48 hours for in-person or telehealth appointments. Mindful partners with thousands of licensed clinicians to find the perfect fit for you. Whether you need talk therapy, psychological testing, even medication management, Mindful has you covered. Mindful Therapy Group also accepts insurance, so you can focus on you and not your wallet. Visit mindfultherapygroup.com to get started today.
99.9 KISW. The shenanigans continue. This is the Men's Room with Miles and Thrill.
All right, couple of minutes, we'll drink a toast for the shot of the day. And we do have your headlines on the way at 5:50. But first, quick check on Mike Hogg and some of the stories and headlines he is not working on.
Thank you, Miles. The Canadian Medical Association Journal has a documented case of a 65-year-old woman right here in 2024, afflicted with scurvy.
Oh. What?
Jesus.
I've heard of that. I just don't know technically what it means.
It's when your body is vitamin C deficient. So you would hear about like a lot of the old British sailors and stuff. And they couldn't keep fruit on the boat, obviously, for very long.
You manifest this by your diet, or this just happens to you?
I don't know exactly, but it's vitamin C deficiency, which these days in North America is just odd because it's not like you can't get vitamin C.
Right. That's why it was like a put down to English people. You called them a limey Brit. Because they had to suck on limes on the boats over here so they wouldn't get scurvy.
It shouldn't be happening in 2024.
I see. Yeah, she must have a very unique diet.
Yeah, when I joke around about Scurvy Awareness Month, like we just came up with that one day on the river, like partying and eating oranges.
Because in your mind, no one's going to be offended.
Nobody should have scurvy.
It's like making a Black Plague joke.
Much
like,
less
I'm sorry, your mom died of Black Plague?
Right.
No, they didn't.
And much less a 65-year-old woman.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Maybe it laid dormant.
Dormant scurvy.
That's a band name.
Dormant scurvy.
We're just waiting.
Tomorrow she's not going to eat an orange. We know it.
That's where we're getting her ass.
We're going to make her teeth fall out. Researchers have revealed that upwards of 54 million Americans may possibly have been misdiagnosed with high blood pressure because of their arm position during the test. Something as small as just the position of your arm could actually taint the test, as it were.
How should we hold our arm? Typically, it's 90 degrees, right? You know what I mean? Like if your elbow was
resting. Or a gentle 45.
Or a gentle 45.
You know?
Yeah, I guess.
I always get mine done a couple times.
Yeah.
Just so I get nervous. It's going to like already be high. So then it's high. And then after I talk to the doctor, I go, can you take it again? And then it'll come down.
There you go.
My blood pressure's always like a healthy low, they say. And one of the last times I got my blood pressure checked, I just mentioned this to the doctor because he's going through the chart and he's like, man, you're pretty good on the blood pressure. I'm like, yeah, I don't know why. I just, lucked out. So he takes my blood pressure and he goes, this morning it seems a little higher than normal. I said, I can explain that. I did a lot of coke last night. That's the truth. And he's like, okay, that explains it. I said, honest to God, man, I was like, seriously, dude, I did a ton of blow. I can tell it's still in my system. You know what I mean? So what you're doing, I'm just saying, don't be alarmed. If I come back tomorrow, it'll be a lot lower.
It'll be fine.
Oh, yeah. Because I'm sitting there just calm. And he's like, this is unusual. I'm like,
was it high or higher for you?
High for me. But I'm like, yeah, it's cocaine, man. That's honest to God. He just, okay. I didn't want him to start worrying about all these other different things. They're like, you're going to misdiagnose me.
I mean, like telling you not to smoke, not to drink so much, not to...
I mean, he just gave me that knowing look, but he appreciated me telling him.
Sure.
Because it just didn't add up to everything else on the chart.
Right. Confidentiality helps doctors to get to the actual root of the problem without you getting into a whole lot of trouble.
That was my position. Like, look, I'm going to tell you this, and if you say that doesn't explain it, then we got different things. Right. But he's like, okay, yes.
I do got a checkup coming on the end of the month. I got to
do some coke the night before.
yeah. Knock that out, Mike.
I mean, last time I went to the doctor, I had my blood pressure was great, but I was also like in the middle of getting ready for a wedding. So I was working out every day. My diet was impeccable. I had lost like 30 pounds.
It's not the healthiest time of everyone's life.
Yes.
Like the couple of weeks or months leading up to a wedding. If it's your wedding.
Yeah. My wife and I talk about it all the time. Like, doggone it, we looked great at our wedding. If anything, we were on point for the wedding. Researchers are making progress toward an understanding of our circadian rhythms, a better understanding, rather, of our circadian rhythms, and a possible treatment of related ailments such as jet lag, sleep disorders, and even some types of cancers.
Well, the cancer thing's great. Jet lag, I just feel like, well, we know why we're jet lagged.
Right. But they're talking about how there could actually be like a cure? The tail of a protein.
Okay.
And I glossed over it, but it's a little bit over my head because it's, science. But no, it was talking about actually checking out the circadian rhythm, and there was something there that they could isolate that protein and do something with it to eventually make a treatment for jet lag.
That would it would be huge, not just for a flight, but when we went on our cruise a couple of years ago, we're in Europe, and my wife was completely upside down on time.
Yeah.
I did okay. She did not, and by the time she adjusted to European time, we were back in the States.
Go.
Right, and she's all messed up again. And Miles like, you're going to frickin' Africa.
Right.
I mean, you're not in remotely in our time zone. Like, you're going to be jet lagged.
Mm-hmm. I'm going to be wiped out. Yeah.
That's why the lion's going to have such an easy time chasing you down.
Jeez. The weather's going to be completely topsy-turvy.
I'm going to look like Indiana Jones. It's going to be weird. The whole thing is just weird.
You got to send pictures.
Covered in sand.
It'll be awesome, though.
Do it, man.
That's a once-in-a-lifetime thing.
Hell yeah. Ted, what day is it, buddy?
Oh, I know this is set up. It's not Monday. Mike, is it National Bathtub Day?
It actually is National Bathtub Day. Know? You nailed it. Let's learn.
Nothing's from Top 10. Nothing's from Top 10. 10 or more things you didn't know about bathtubs. Here's a fun fact. Big Bill, that would be President William Howard Taft, tipped the scales at a girthy 350 plus pounds. So I guess you could say when he sat around the White House, he really sat around the White House. Hey-o. While he was president, the White House got a tub so big, a president couldn't get stuck in it. It was more than 7 feet long, 41 inches wide, and weighed 2,000 pounds. 4 reasonably sized people could fit inside it, or one big fat commander-in-chief.
I told you, I went to grade school with a girl.
All right.
Right, this is outside of D.C., so I don't know the whole story, but somewhere along the way, her family got one of William Taft's wooden chairs.
How big was that? Like a love seat?
I mean, yeah, I was probably 320, 340 at the point, and then, like, it was luxurious. There was still room. It was a big man. But, like the standard wooden chair with, like, arms?
Yeah.
But you've just never seen one where you'd have that much room.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. I mean, he had to get a lot of things specially made.
That probably helped him be president.
Yeah, right.
Yeah,
Up until then, like, bro, you're spending money.
Get me a bucket.
A bigger one.
So these are a few things that you might not have known about bathtubs.
I bathe in a jacuzzi.
I need an Olympic-sized pool. Mike Tyson apparently spent a whole lot of money on a bathtub for his ex-wife. Any idea, ballpark, of how much that he could have possibly spent on a bathtub for his ex-wife?
Are we talking Robin Givens?
How long ago?
I do not know.
If it's Robin Givens and he was that young, spending the kind of money, I would say $12 million.
I'll say 100,000.
I'll cut the difference and say like 350,000.
$2 million on a bathtub for his ex-wife.
Is this like gold plated or something?
Had to have been. Gold piping, probably.
I mean, do you want a gold plated bathtub? Like, just buy me some gold. Give me a gold.
I don't want to sit my naked ass on heavy metals. It doesn't seem like a good idea.
Has anybody ever played games in the tub?
I mean, as a child.
Sure. Has anybody ever played Monopoly while in the bathtub?
Negative.
Correct. That's the right answer, Steve. But the longest Monopoly game played in a bathtub lasted 99 hours.
Did they put water in there? Were they just sitting in it?
In a bathtub?
Yeah,
they're just turning to raisins.
I count this money, but I can't.
Give me the doggone railroads.
Oh, there you go. Mike Tyson reportedly purchased a 24-karat gold bathtub for Robin Givens for $2.2 million. Bathtub was later sold to a billionaire for $1.2 million.
Great investment.
He lost money on it. Oh, no.
Jesus.
Let's see here. It says here it would take 17,000 McDonald's strawfuls of water to fill a standard bathtub.
Oh, I knew that.
I don't know why we're measuring. It's kind of like that old that internet meme. Anything but the metric system. This bathtub holds 17,000 McDonald's strawfuls of water.
Well, and Mike, we've talked about it before, right? Like, bathtubs are one of those things. Like, it's fine if you're just showering or whatever, but like, every once in a while, you stay in a hotel that has like a giant one.
Oh, yeah.
It's like, I'm taking a bath.
I'm doing this because I don't fit in any of them.
Yeah.
Either my knees are on the water.
Tall, yeah.
And not by much, but like you want to be submerged in the water.
Yeah.
And I can't.
I feel that problem most of the time.
Yeah, so when I see a big one, I'm like, I'm going to take a bath because I forgot what it's like to take a bath. And then I'm kind of like, this is overrated.
Concierge, bring me a rubber ducky.
Run away, sir.
I stayed in an old school hotel in Salt Lake City years ago. And it had a giant bathtub. So same thing. I got a couple beers, ran a bath,
Attaboy.
and then I angled the TV so I could watch like Pac-12 After Dark.
Damn right.
That's living.
A lap of luxury.
It was kind of nice, dude.
The few things that you didn't know about the bathtub. Italian luxury bathroom manufacturer Devon & Devon recently produced a gold-coated bathtub coated in 24-karat gold leaf and features brushed gold flora feet.
Why?
Price upon request.
If you get in your bathtub at home, in your new house,
yeah,
is it even remotely comfortable? Am I the only one that just like, I'm not a big person.
No.
But they're just, I don't know. They just,
There's a reason why they sell those little bathtub mats that sink to the bottom so that it cushions your butt
my
a little
knees
bit.
are up in my chest.
That's what I mean. I feel like bathtubs are going the way of like airplane seats.
Your back suctions to the back of the tub.
Like people keep getting bigger, but you keep making these things smaller.
You don't keep washing your dishes in the dirty dishwasher.
Right.
It's like you just.
No, the bathtub's pretty well reserved for the dog.
Yeah, okay.
Right. You know what I mean?
Is that your wife's leg shaving spots as well?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Yeah, like my buddy, I have a friend that just purchased a new home. And like I was looking at it Friday afternoon, and I was like, damn, that's a big tub.
Is it a big person?
Oh, yeah.
It is. But I mean, he didn't ask for it specifically.
I know who you're talking about
but
now.
I was just,
he'll
seriously,
be happy to.
That's why I was like, that tub's so big that like you and I, either of us could actually take a bath in it.
And he's what, probably 6'6" at least?
He's tall.
I feel like he kind of towers over me. I'm very aware of his height when I talk.
He's just a large man, yeah.
He is.
Yeah, and he hates it when somebody's taller than him.
Oh, does he?
I know.
What,
That's
like
why
twice
I
a
look
year?
up at him and go, "Oh, does that make you uncomfortable?"
You feel intimidated?
Yeah.
And you have to yell that up for him to hear you. Does that bother you?
It's going to shock you, Ted.
Welcome to my house.
It's going to shock you, Ted, but Marilyn Monroe beat you on the luxury edition here of the bathtub. She reportedly bathed in champagne.
Oh, my God. Are you bathing at that point?
How many bottles of champagne do you think it takes to fill enough to bathe Marilyn Monroe?
Oh, man.
200. 60.
Miles, any guess?
We don't know how big the tub was.
Big enough for Marilyn Monroe.
100,000.
No, God, 350 bottles. You were close, Ted.
How much money do you have when you buy 350 bottles of champagne?
I mean, just the
You put
garbage
it in
that
a
I buy is
bathtub.
$20. So 350 times 20.
Right.
It's at least $7,000.
I don't really have a huge desire. Like, I like beer. I don't have a desire to bathe in it.
No.
No, because you feel sticky.
Yeah.
You ever accidentally spill some of that on you, and then, or you spill it on the counter and you could tell where you spilled it?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Put that all in your hair. Yeah.
Yeah, that's weird.
Yeah.
But hey, you got that much money. I guess you could do stupid ass like that.
The standard bathtub, the average bathtub, holds approximately 200 liters of water, or 17,000 McDonald's straws.
Or 17,000.
Why are we still using this measurement?
Do you think you use as much water to draw a bath as you do to take a shower?
No.
I've heard you use more in the shower.
You'd have to use more in the shower.
Because it's just constantly running.
I disagree with that, though, because I'm a weirdo, and sometimes I like to, plug the drain of the tub
As you're taking a shower,
as I'm
yeah.
taking a shower, and it is not even close.
Yeah.
I'm maybe mid-shin.
Okay.
Maybe.
Mid-shin.
I'm kind of a mid-shin shower guy. You know what I'm talking about. High five.
A little foot bath there. It's good. On the Titanic, more than 700 third-class passengers had to share only 2 bathtubs.
What?
700 people for 2 bathtubs.
What did Spirit create Titanic back
And
in
they
the day? or
paid
something?
thousands for the privilege.
God.
Yeah. Exactly at the equator, water is more likely to go straight down the plug hole than rotate in any direction.
That is correct.
Just because of gravitational, all that.
That turd just goes.
I just want to flush the toilet at the equator and see.
I like this. I bet it probably would like a good swirl, though. You know what I mean? Like a glass of wine. But
It would look weird to flush a toilet or watch it drain empty and it doesn't swirl at all.
Right?
Well, I mean, this sounds stupid, but when we were in Alaska, first time I pooped up there, or flushing toilet because it spins a little slower.
Oh,
That's all.
all right.
And then you start thinking, come on, turd, go down.
I know. That makes me nervous.
Come on.
That slow one.
Come on, man.
Come on, man. Get down there.
And you still wait like a 3 Mississippi after it flushes to see if it comes back.
Yeah. You guys know those weird laws that tend to be on the books in different states? Sure. We go down to our friends in Arizona where it is against the law for donkeys to sleep in bathtubs.
Why? Why is that illegal?
Let them do it.
Yeah, why do you get what made
That means-
a donkey sleeping in a bathtub illegal? What
That
happened?
means Greg, let his donkey sleep in a bathtub, and it bothered some lawmaker enough that they were like, man, it's an epidemic out here. People letting their donkeys sleep in their bathtubs.
They're letting the donkeys sleep in their bathtubs.
I mean, you're right. Unfortunately, there's some rule for this.
I know it. You know it.
Right? Dude, that damn donkey in your bathtub again?
It's bugging me. My dad's a senator.
It's his hee-haw bath. Bathtub gin received its name as the bottles were too tall to be topped up with water from the sink, so they'd be filled in the tub, and the gin was even sometimes distilled and fermented in the tub.
Huh. Oh, but I can't put my donkey in it.
that's where the name came from. I guess.
You can put your liquor,
Right.
but you can't put a donkey in it.
Something wrong.
And then
There was a lot of also bad stuff put in that.
Oh, yeah.
oh sure,
Yeah, you
But
were
the
really
donkey
rolling
was
dice.
the worst.
yeah, it'd get you there. And then this is your last little fun fact that you probably didn't know about bathtubs. The physics of displacement was discovered by Archimedes while he was soaking in a bathtub.
Really?
Yeah, so much like Newton, found it with an apple falling on his head. Archimedes was like, "Cool, when I sit in the tub, it gets bigger."
Look at that, the water rise.
Look at that.
It's called a
I'm
displacement.
gonna write this down. A man in Utah landed in jail because he just couldn't keep his criticisms to himself. Miles,
What was his problem?
tell you all about it at 5:50.
Thank you, sir. Headlines are coming up at 5:50. In the meantime, let's get a contestant on the line for Profile This at 206-803-ROCK. Have we made it to drinking time?
What's up? It's your boy, the Ted Smith from the Men's Room. And did you know I have a podcast? Well, I do. The Podcast. New episodes uploaded every Wednesday on the Odyssey app.
Terms and conditions apply. For full details, see unlock.com/legal. Actor portrayal.
Lisa, thanks for having me over. Your new kitchen is gorgeous. How did you find the money to do it?
We worked with this great company, Unlock. They help you unlock the future value of your home to get the cash you need today.
So it's a home equity loan?
No, it's not a loan at all. There's no monthly payments and no interest charges ever. And you can use the money however you want. We were able to redo our kitchen and pay off our credit card debt.
Wow, Jack and I could really use this to finally pay off our old student loan debt. How do I get started?
It's easy. Just go to their website.
Go to unlock.com/radio to unlock the value in your home and get up to $500,000 in cash with no monthly payments and no interest ever. Pay off debt, improve your home, add to your retirement fund. It's up to you. Go to unlock.com/radio right now to see if you qualify to unlock the value in your home. That's unlock.com/radio. Go to unlock.com/radio.
At Lovers, you can get what you really want this holiday, a perfect pleasure present. Find a sexy gift for a loved one and pick up something indulgent for yourself. Lovers has lingerie, toys, and accessories for every desire. Lovers Rewards members can win a holiday sweepstakes grand prize worth over $4,000. With 18 Western Washington locations, Lovers is the place for sexy holiday gifting. Mention Indulge for 20% off your purchase. Visit loversstores.com for official sweepstakes rules.
Feeling overwhelmed? Struggling with mental health shouldn't be the norm. At Mindful Therapy Group, we specialize in connecting you with compassionate therapists that can support you through stress, anxiety, ADHD, and so much more. With in-person and telehealth appointments available, we can get you seen in as little as 48 hours. To make things easier, Mindful Therapy Group accepts most health insurances, including Medicare, allowing you to focus on you and not your wallet. Visit mindfultherapygroup.com to start your mental health journey today.
This episode is brought to you by Progressive Insurance. Whether you love true crime or comedy, celebrity interviews or news, you call the shots on what's in your podcast queue. And guess what? Now you can call them on your auto insurance too with the Name Your Price tool from Progressive. It works just the way it sounds. You tell Progressive how much you want to pay for car insurance, and they'll show you coverage options that fit your budget. Get your quote today at Progressive.com to join the over 28 million drivers who trust Progressive. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Price and coverage match limited by state law.
Early holiday deals are here, and so are amazing deals at Amazon. You'll save so much on early holiday beauty gifts, like hair care, makeup, and skincare. You'll have money left over to get your bro the big bottle of cologne. Just remind him one spritz is enough. Or waterproof mascara for that one cousin that makes you laugh till you cry during the family photo shoot.
Say cheese!
Oh, what fun it is to save. Shop early holiday deals now.
At Lovers, you can get what you really want this holiday, a perfect pleasure present. Find a sexy gift for a loved one and pick up something indulgent for yourself. Lovers has lingerie, toys, and accessories for every desire. Lovers Rewards members can win a holiday sweepstakes grand prize worth over $4,000. With 18 Western Washington locations, Lovers is the place for sexy holiday gifting. Mention Indulge for 20% off your purchase. Visit loversstores.com for official sweepstakes rules.
Early holiday deals are here, and so are amazing deals at Amazon. You'll save so much on early holiday beauty gifts, like hair care, makeup, and skincare. You'll have money left over to get your bro the big bottle of cologne. Just remind him one spritz is enough. Or waterproof mascara resilient enough for watching the holiday classics.
I love this part.
Oh, what fun it is to save. Shop early holiday deals now.
This episode is brought to you by Progressive Insurance. Whether you love true crime or comedy, celebrity interviews or news, you call the shots on what's in your podcast queue. And guess what? Now you can call them on your auto insurance too with the Name Your Price tool from Progressive. It works just the way it sounds. You tell Progressive how much you want to pay for car insurance, and they'll show you coverage options that fit your budget. Get your quote today at Progressive.com to join the over 28 million drivers who trust Progressive. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Price and coverage match limited by state law.
Hey, anyone know what channel the game's on? We know. Download the Sports on What app today and always know how to watch the game. Satellite, cable, or streaming. Sports on What knows the channel the game is on, and you can too. Subscribe today to start your 7-day free trial. Sports on What? We know.
Somebody out there deserves to be recognized. And the men's room knows just who it is. So to you, we say, Bottoms up, sailor. You're the toast of our shot of the day.
Drink time it is, and as usual, we head to the drink desk and Steve Thrill Hill to find out who we're toasted.
Yes, indeed, and our very own Mike Hawk will cover the story again in headlines, but today we toast Qantas Airlines.
Oh, no.
Yeah. Well, this past Saturday, on a flight from Sydney to Tokyo, there was a technical issue with the in-flight entertainment system. Keep in mind, it's almost a 10-hour flight, 9 hours and 50 minutes. So the airline did the one thing I wish more would do. They had a vote by the passengers. And after the passengers voted, the airline, they agreed to show a movie on every single screen on the plane, whether you'd ordered one or not. Like, look, it's a long flight. We're having a glitch with our system, but we got a couple of movies to choose from. We'll do this for you. So the movie they found was a movie called Daddy-O. Anyone familiar with this? Because I sure as hell wasn't.
No.
All right, so it's a drama from last year. It stars Dakota Johnson and Sean Penn. That's all the information I had because that's all I care. But anyway, turns out that Daddy-O features, quote, graphic nudity and sexting. One person described the experience as, and I quote, 40 minutes of penis and boobs. Because Qantas, that was their quote, 40 minutes of penis and boobs, because Qantas only showed the first 40 minutes of the movie before deciding maybe we should put something else on. Now, the passenger said that the entire experience was uncomfortable because the movie, one, was on every screen, whether you wanted it or not, and it included families who were traveling with their children. And again, there's a lot of boobs and penis. So they pulled that movie, and what movie did they put on to replace it? Inside Out 2. So I'm sure that was a big snap for everyone's...
That's the children's one,
The
right?
children's movie.
I didn't know if that was another adult movie.
It sounds like a porn movie, but yeah, Inside Out 2. For their part, Qantas apologized and said they're looking into how this may have happened. I can guess.
I know how it happened.
Yeah, you put it on.
They did it. They just didn't know the content of the movie. It's fine. Move on.
It's fine. They just 40 minutes. TNA. So we pour this booze and we drink this booze.
That's so awkward. Sorry.
Because we think it's yummy. Yummy. And keep in mind, they're not just naked. Like, it's a very sexual movie.
Yeah.
So over the tongue and down the throat to party in our tummies. Down the hola pitona.
The Men's Room presents Profile This.
And Stephen Thrill Hill, could you please tell everyone how Profile This is played?
I sure can, Miles. It's a simple game where we share with you a real-life news story. Something that happened right here on planet Earth. Earth. Don't turn it off. And as you liking this one, too? Our 6-year-old love it.
Sir, please don't talk to me.
Yes, I do see the boobs on the screen. Thank you for asking. But as you're listening to the story based on...
Sorry, you're yelling behind you. Hey, Miles, man, you see that?
You see that? Hey!
She got a nice set of hooters right there. But as you listen to the story, based on the stereotypes you believe to be true of people and the decisions that people make, we'll ask you what it is you think makes the story a story.
Another round.
Hello, JP. Welcome to the Men's Room.
Hola.
Hola. All right, JP, you understand how this here game is played?
Yeah, I do.
All right, man, you have your choice of one of three categories today. We have the wonderful world of drugs. We have interior decorating, where you guess the where you guess the foreign object that ended up on the inside of someone. And finally, we offer you seriously, where you guess the petty conflict that led to extreme violence.
Let's go with drugs.
I get the feeling that's not the first time you've said that, JP. All right, we go to South Carolina, where a man confessed to deputies that, yes, he was high on drugs before he shot at another car on a busy highway. 23-year-old Vanelli Moorhead faces a long list of charges in a shooting reported just after 5 a.m. So deputies responded after reports of a shooting in the area. They found a victim at a nearby gas station who said they'd been shot at by another vehicle while traveling north on Highway 17. The victim made a lane change to avoid an SUV parked on the side of the road, then heard multiple gunshots and realized they were being shot at before finally pulling over to call law enforcement. Now, no one was injured in the shooting, but a short time later, police found their suspect after a traffic stop. The driver, he confessed to the shooting. He also confessed to consuming drugs before the incident. So he's being charged with attempted murder, possession of a weapon during a violent crime, habitual traffic offender, and possession of a controlled substance. The question is, what drug was he on that made him all shoot him up? Was it methamphetamine? Was it crack? Was it cocaine? Or was it shrooms? So meth, crack, coke, or shrooms? What was this guy on?
I don't see anybody shooting anybody up after doing some lines of coke, so I would probably have to go with meth.
Meth. Okay.
What time of night?
5 a.m.
5:30 in the morning.
And where at? Florida?
South Carolina.
See, I think the opposite, man. I feel like people get... I don't know. I've watched a lot of movies. Seems like people get real messed up. They do too much coke. I think he's on coke. Been up all night. Got to shoot.
High blood pressure.
I think he's tripping. I'm going shrooms. Okay, what was this jackass on? Was it meth, crack, cocaine, or shrooms? We'll find out next.
That was a tease. At Lovers, you can get what you really want this holiday, a perfect pleasure present. Find a sexy gift for a loved one and pick up something indulgent for yourself. Lovers has lingerie, toys, and accessories for every desire. Lovers Rewards members can win a holiday sweepstakes grand prize worth over $4,000. With 18 Western Washington locations, Lovers is the place for sexy holiday gifting. Mention Indulge for 20% off your purchase. Visit loversstores.com for official sweepstakes rules.
Early holiday deals are here, and so are amazing deals at Amazon. You'll save so much on early holiday athletic gifts like bikes, tents, and outdoor gear. You'll have money left over for a premium yoga mat so you can try to touch your toes by New Year's.
Almost there.
Or that Pro Series 2-person sled with titanium alloy skis. Oh, what fun it is to save. Shop early holiday deals now.
This episode is brought to you by Progressive Insurance. Whether you love true crime or comedy, celebrity interviews or news, you call the shots on what's in your podcast queue. And guess what? Now you can call them on your auto insurance too with the Name Your Price tool from Progressive. It works just the way it sounds. You tell Progressive how much you want to pay for car insurance, and they'll show you coverage options that fit your budget. Get your quote today at Progressive.com to join the over 28 million drivers who trust Progressive. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Price and coverage match limited by state law.
Life can be hectic, and managing your mental health is more important today than ever before. That's why Mindful Therapy Group's mission is to take the difficulty out of finding a therapist. Whether you need talk therapy, psychological testing, even medication management, Mindful has you covered. Our compassionate therapists specialize in helping you navigate stress, anxiety, ADHD, OCD, and so much more. With both in-person and telehealth appointments available, you can get the support you need in as little as 48 hours. To make things easier, Mindful Therapy Group also accepts most insurance plans, including Medicare, allowing you to focus on you and not your wallet. Mindful mental health providers offer services for children, teens, adults, and seniors seeking individual, family, or couples therapy. Whatever you need, we're here for you. Join us to start your journey to a healthier and happier you. Visit mindfultherapygroup.com or call 562-MINDFUL to get started today.
Terms and conditions apply. For full details, see unlock.com/legal. Actor portrayal.
Lisa, thanks for having me over. Your new kitchen is gorgeous. How did you find the money to do it?
We worked with this great company, Unlock. They help you unlock the future value of your home to get the cash you need today.
So it's a home equity loan?
No, it's not a loan at all. There's no monthly payments and no interest charges ever. And you can use the money however you want. We were able to redo our kitchen and pay off our credit card debt.
Wow, Jack and I could really use this to finally pay off our old student loan debt. How do I get started?
It's easy. Just go to their website.
Go to unlock.com/radio to unlock the value in your home and get up to $500,000 in cash with no monthly payments and no interest ever. Pay off debt, improve your home, add to your retirement fund. It's up to you. Go to unlock.com/radio right now to see if you qualify to unlock the value in your home. That's unlock.com/radio. Go to unlock.com/radio.
99.9 KISW. We return to the men's room with Miles and Thrill.
Category is drugs on profile. This will get a South Carolina man. He was high, 5 a.m. in the morning, driving down the road, started shooting at other cars on the highway. He did capture the guy, and he did admit to the shooting, and that he was also on drugs. Question is, was he on meth, crack, cocaine, or shrooms?
And let us start with D. Smith, who went cocaine.
Oh, not coke?
It was not cocaine. You might sweat a lot, but you're not shooting people. Let's see. JP, you, my friend, went with methamphetamine, which, in my opinion, would make the most sense. However, we're not here to make sense. We're just here to get the right answer. And Miles Montgomery, you went with shrooms.
I think he was up all night on shrooms.
And I think you're biased because you had a horrible trip on shrooms. So you're just thinking, like, anyone who does shrooms, something bad's going to happen. And you're correct.
Okay. Well, I knew something had to keep him up all night. All those would, for the most part.
Shrooms keep you awake?
I mean, as long as the experience lasts. Depends on when I took them.
I mean, I don't know.
You can do that old school thing where you go, I'm going to go to bed and just lay there wide awake.
Watching stuff and going like, looking at shadows.
Yeah, I guess that's more along the lines of what I do. I'm in bed, but I'm not sleeping.
I should have just stayed awake with the rest of the people. I'm scared.
Now for all TV news all the time, it is time for TV Time with Ted.
And now, because your pathetic life is confined to countless hours in front of a talking box, the Men's Room presents TV Time with Ted.
All right, your choices today. We got Seth Meyers, the Jimmys,
Kimmel and Fallon,
Stephen Colbert, Bill Maher, Weekend Update, or Ted Smith.
Is it Ted or is it Late Night?
It is right there to tell you all these guys have teams to challenge and writers help them come up with their monologues each and every night. It is up to you to determine, is this an actual late night joke and from whom, or could it be a The Ted Smith original?
A woman in Italy has set a new world record for the thickest tongue. Reach for comment, the woman says...
The Ted Smith. Weekend Update.
Weekend Update.
A woman in Italy has set a new world record for having the world's thickest tongue. Reach for comment, the woman said,
Damn, girl, your tongue is thick.
With a pH.
Out here looking like a snot.
Richard kicking game.
Richard Branson has launched a free online university for people with dyslexia. You can check it out at www.wdyslexiacom.
Weekend Update. Yeah, I'll say it's Weekend Update.
That's Weekend Update.
Richard Branson has launched a new free online university for people with dyslexia. You can check it out at www.wdyslexiacom.
23-year-old woman from New Jersey was arrested when she was caught trying to smuggle 25 pounds of marijuana in Christmas presents on a flight to U.S. Virgin Islands. Sounds like the TSA is being run by Ebenezer Scrooge now.
The Ted Smith.
Yeah, The Ted Smith.
Yeah, that was me. I wanted to be like, TSA, more like Ebenezer Scrooge, screwing Christmas over.
What if she said, no, they're actually gifts?
Yeah. Islands aren't that virgin anyhow. In honor of Jimmy Carter's 100th birthday, more than 4,000 children around the country sent former President Jimmy Carter handwritten notes for his birthday, bearing messages like, "Who are you?" and "My mom made me do this."
I'll say Weekend Update.
Yeah.
In honor of Jimmy Carter's 100th birthday, more than 4,000 children around the country sent him hand-drawn cards bearing messages like, "Who are you?" and "My mom made me do this."
That is pretty tough. Yeah, there's people my age who I don't think recognize Jimmy Carter as like a president and stuff he's done. It's
Children certainly do not know who is that. You can show them a picture and they're like, that is an old man.
It still would not look like Jimmy Carter if you knew who Jimmy Carter was.
I also think when you're a kid, you do that stuff. And I get it, right? You know, my mom's 80, right? Like, I can't explain it. She seems happier to see children now than she did. Probably because we're all grown and adults.
Yeah.
But, like, I remember being a kid, like, we'd go to, like, the nursing homes and sing in choir.
And they're so happy to see you.
Yeah, or, like, write notes and stuff.
In his credit, he was, Jimmy Carter was, he was still doing a lot of things in his...
Habitat for Humanity, all that kind of thing.
Ages. I mean, he lived a pretty long life there.
He's still alive, Miles.
Yeah. I know. That's why I told you about that Onion headline, you know. Jimmy Carter celebrates 100th birthday with open casket party.
But the thing is, if you did not tell me he was alive, I would not think he's alive, even with the pictures they show. Look at that picture you're looking at.
I know, that's why it's just
I would think, oh my God, there's a dead man in a chair. You know? And they're like, no, he's alive.
He does not move much.
No.
Well, I mean,
you know, he's like, get me out of here.
He's 100. And they keep talking about all these health problems. And it's like, his health problem is that he's 100.
I don't want to be insensitive, but seeing the chair's like, are we sure he's alive?
Right. You have a mirror under his nose.
Right.
I mean, look, I don't think it's that unheard of for people over 100 that, like, just kind of always look like that. Then one day you go there and they're just sitting there.
Yeah.
You know?
He looks like the Home Alone poster. Every picture I've seen last few months, I'm like, is he constantly in shock or what is?
Yeah, but you know, that look when the skin just starts leaving your body for no reason.
Oh, yeah. Well, not no reason. He's 100 years old, man.
And I would just think by 100, I don't care what you've done, like, there's just stuff in your body that's like, yeah, I'm just kind of not working well right now.
Yes. You get a roof for your house, they say it's a 50-year roof, right? That's what I've got. Unfortunately, it's about 52 years old now, but I don't expect it to still be working at 100 years old. Well, it's like, I'm not designed for that.
And give him his flowers, what is truly impressive, something that we always talk about when it comes to presidents, before what they looked like before they sat in the presidency and what they looked like when they came back out. The fact that one survived to 100, that's insane.
It is.
Mm-hmm. And still tell stories about World War I.
Yeah. I mean, again, I can only go back to my mother, but, like, she's another one, right? Like, I was talking to my brother today, and we kind of joke around, is that, like, she just doesn't eat a ton anymore. Right. So that. So, like, but she always wants to go to lunch. She's pumped for it. So you take her to lunch, and you just convince her to order what you want to eat later.
Thanks, Matt.
Right. Let's see. This weekend, to describe, well, you know, there was 2 days this weekend, right? There was Saturday. If you're a college football fan, what a fun, awesome day.
Unless you're a Bama fan.
Chaos ensued, right? I know a lot of Husky fans are super pumped. Yeah, you know, it's the rematch for the national title game last year. Michigan comes out here, national TV, and the Huskies looked great.
Yeah.
You know, got the job done, beat them as a Big Ten matchup, so that's good. Thrill, I'm with you. That Alabama game, and look, I'm a Maryland fan first and foremost, but I am a Husky fan. I was not happy to see the way DeBoer left last year.
All right.
So watching him lose a game to Vanderbilt, like, I laughed. I enjoyed it. But also, I just was never a Bama person.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They were so good. They've always been good for so long.
Not like the Yankees were or the Patriots were. You're just like, enough.
Correct. And, you know, it's an old stereotype. I'm just like, it just feels bad, Bama.
Yeah.
So I think a lot of people around the country, they're just happy to see them lose.
Sure,
period.
absolutely.
Like, take Kalen DeBoer out of it, this and that. Also, Tennessee lost at home. Or no, I think they were at Arkansas. Either way, that was another. Either way, that was another big loss. And it's funny because before this weekend, if you had looked at that schedule of games, you'd be like, we can go to the pumpkin patch or whatever. Like, there shouldn't be that many, you know, awesome games. And then Saturday was just, again, just an amazing day of college football. Chaos broke out. Everybody was all fired up. I mean, hell, even that Miami and Cal game was good. Mm-hmm. I was telling Mike he was interested in watching College Game Day. Pat McAfee, I think did a great job for about 90 seconds of basically just saying, you nerds shocked me. He didn't say that. He put it more eloquently.
That's what he meant.
Right, but University of California, right? That's Berkeley, right? I mean, you talk about good schools.
Right.
I mean, it's basically, to me, it's like an Ivy League school. You know, them and Stanford, they're just on the West Coast. Mm-hmm. But yeah, credits all those people. They showed up early. They always have some student try to kick a field goal.
He made it.
He made it. I know. I don't know why I was excited. Like, he's not paying my tuition or whatever, but I was just like, hell yeah, man.
Yeah, man.
And usually
that's a fourth of the tuition cost down there.
Yeah. So just great weekend, or a great Saturday if you like college football and you live in this state. Now, Sunday sucked. The good thing is, in the early window, there was only like 4 games, but that's what Red Zone shines, right? The Ravens went to overtime with the Bengals. I had a little family bet on that game.
What was your bet?
I took the Ravens and laid the 1.5.
Yeah, that's right. The point. Yeah.
So I just needed the Ravens to win. So
did I. Just for my own peace of mind.
Correct. Right. And like, I forget, but like there was one point, like it was like all those games were within like a field goal or something. Mm-hmm. It was awesome. That's what Red Zone's for. Then we locked in Seahawks, Giants. Right? 6.5-point favorites. Was the neighbors, I don't think was even playing. Like, Seahawks got this one. Coming off national TV. You got Thursday night, you got San Francisco coming in. This is a W we need to chalk up on the board. And they just got outplayed. Got outcoached, got outplayed. There's not much other way around it. They still have some injuries and stuff. Ryan Grubb, love you, dude. Run the damn football. Right? Like, you got to run the ball. You know, there's a lot of weapons on offense for the Seahawks, but first and foremost, like, I don't care how much offense has changed, you got to run the football. And K9 can run hard and punish some people, but that was not a fun watch yesterday.
They must have seen something in the special teams call to make that play up the middle. They saw something on film. Like,
I don't understand why the guard just dove down to the ground.
They had to see something.
It must be a technique or something they're doing. Because I feel like, we kept asking, people were like, is that not a penalty? I'm like, well, Cam Chancellor used to jump over the center. They made that a penalty.
Right.
But he jumped over the A gap where
he jumped the gap.
Where the guard just went straight down, almost like he was trying to go that low to submarine him. But maybe that guy just stands there the whole time, and usually our guard stands up and blocks. It just seemed like a crime of, not a crime, but, crime of opportunity, where he dove down and that dude just jumped over top of him and blocked that. I
feel that goes to Miles' point. This guy probably watched tape. You're on special teams, right? You're not playing all the time. Probably said, "Look, man, I'm telling you, this player, this is his move." I don't know if that's true, and it'll be hard to know next week because I don't think he'll do that again. The guard,
no,
right? So you'd have to watch tape of previous games this season to see if that's just his tendency. And this guy said, "Look, this is what he does. We can get over."
Yeah, and shout out to both Army and Navy. Those programs are rolling right now.
I was shocked by that,
yeah. Let's see. I don't think I actually touched on this last week, but everybody knows Barry Williams, right? From the Brady Brunch.
Yeah.
Bunch, right.
The Brady Brunch. Yeah. They have an omelet station.
Oh, if Tom Brady hosted a brunch, it'd be so fancy.
But you wouldn't want to eat anything. It would all be super duper healthy, I'm sure, but anything good.
But look at Tom Brady. If he hosted Brady's brunch, you're right, it would all be super healthy, but that guy has so much money, the health food he eats has to taste good.
Maybe.
He doesn't strike me as just I'm eating chicken and brown rice.
Right.
You know what I mean?
I'm eating imported chicken.
Yeah, right? There's some kind of seasoning he's found that's not bad for you or this and that. But I'd go to that brunch. Anyhow, so basically, Barry Williams, of course, who was on the Brady Bunch, he's talking about the other cast members. He said, we all hooked up with each other at some point, not necessarily while we were filming.
That's good for Bobby and Cindy. Mm-hmm. I'm hoping that was a little later in life.
So he even says that he goes, basically, they kind of paired off by age.
Sure, yeah.
Right? So,
him and Marsha.
Right, he's I dated Maureen McCormick, Chris Knight dated Eve Plump, right? So they all kind of basically did, were hooking up with the person that was their age. And remember, they're all actors. They're in no way are they related.
Right.
So it's even though they're playing step brother and sister.
I can live with that.
Yeah. And also, you got they're on this set, how many hours a day? You don't go to school like normal kids every day, so you don't have that interaction. It's this shouldn't be shocking news to anybody.
I'm not shocked at all. And wasn't, what was the mom's name?
Florence Henderson.
Apparently she was a super horn dog, and because he had said before, the actor who played Greg had said before, she would come on to me plenty on the set, man. She was, I guess, a notorious throat goat and everything else, just hey, she wanted to get laid all the time, including the guy that played the father, and the father's I am gay. Right? You're hitting on me all the time, I'm just not interested in women. Thank you, I appreciate it, but no.
Yeah, well, somebody should have told her to take the message and stop asking him out.
You know what? If she had trained like we did, she would know. Right. I'd have knocked boots with her, man, if I were on the set with her.
Well,
and she's you want to get some? I'd be yeah.
Yeah, I mean, look, there's plenty of older actresses now who aren't in their heyday, and they were hey, Jed, want to hook up? I'd be yeah, you're whoever, right? I'm still in. I'm game.
Yeah,
I don't got much going on. We're talking about. I was talking earlier today about football over the weekend. You got a decent matchup tonight. You have the Chiefs hosting the Saints.
It could be good. It's up to the Saints. I think that's the way I see it. If the Saints can put out their offensive output, then you have a game. If KC's defense stifles them at all. KC's going to win ugly, slowly, painfully.
Yeah, and I saw an interesting stat today that basically was like the Saints aren't that far from being 4-0, and the Chiefs really aren't that far from being 2-2.
Correct.
So it should be a decent matchup. And then, I think whenever you get these national games, by the way, shout out to last week's Thursday Night Football. That was hands down the best Thursday Night Football game for NFL I've ever seen in my life. But I think with these national games like this, right, at the end of the day, you just kind of want, you just, for the average fan, you just want a good game.
Make it a good game.
That's it. I wouldn't be shocked, though, if somehow the Saints pull this one off.
I would not be shocked. And I'd be happy.
Thank you, Tim. We appreciate it. You're listening to The Men's Room.
Now, it's time to hit the headlines. Here's my car.
Top story, we go to Utah, where one man should have just minded his own business. A report was filed by a police deputy who was on the scene administering CPR to a patient for an undisclosed issue. The man apparently saw the officer performing the maneuver and felt the need to add his 2 cents, claiming to be a 15-year critical care paramedic. Criticizing the officer's technique and made several attempts to remove the deputy's hands. Ignoring several commands to leave the scene, the man was eventually placed under arrest for obstruction and 3 misdemeanor charges and is due in court. An investigation into his medical background only produced a long-expired certification from the National Registry of Emergency Medical Technicians.
I'm sorry. If I'm the cop, I tase his ass.
Right.
Just at the moment that he tries to move my hands, I'm doing CPR.
No. You need to do it this way. You're doing it wrong.
I'm trying to save a man's life.
Right.
You're not. I am here. There are other cops here. I'm the guy doing it. We get trained in this.
I'm telling you, you're doing it wrong.
Yeah, that's when I pull. Or tell one of my other guys, like, tase his ass if he's not going to listen.
Knock him out. Just knock him out. In other news, another apology needed to be issued from the airline industry, this time due to an issue with a flight from Sydney to Tokyo. We toasted this earlier today.
Yeah.
A systems malfunction led to the unfortunate inability for passengers to enjoy an in-flight movie of their choosing on the device locked into their seats. But flight staff did have the ability to air one from all devices on there. And kind of like when they, like when Delta will do that, they'll stop everything and they'll run you through all the, right, they'll run you through all the safety stuff there, so they can kind of take over things there. Finding a fix that would alleviate some of the boredom of a long flight, they took a poll on which movie they would broadcast on the in-seat devices, with the prevailing group voting for the Dakota Johnson movie, Daddy-O.
They knew what they were doing.
They're damn right they knew what they were doing. Unfortunately for those locked in, looking for a family-friendly movie, this film features profuse use of the F-word, prolonged sexting exchanges, and an erect penis, which was broadcast to all screens, with none of them even having the ability to shut the screens off to opt out of the viewing the movie.
Nice penis.
Due to the poor experience, the airline issued a sincere apology. That's the kicker right there.
Then they served them all corn dogs.
In-flight corn dogs?
In-flight meal.
In-flight corn dogs?
Would you like the chicken breast or a corn dog?
Hot corn dog?
Hot corn dog.
Side of beans?
That would be a wild...
Just 2 beans per plate.
2 beans and corn dog.
Pair of deviled eggs? The corn dog?
Right. 2 boiled eggs and a corn dog.
Oh, my God.
We got a theme on the slide.
That's right. You guys enjoyed this Dakota Johnson movie? A lot of Johnson in this Dakota Johnson movie.
Dakota Johnson and Johnson.
Right. Dakota Johnson and Johnson.
I mean, I'm a stereotype a little bit here, but you tell me you got a movie with Dakota Johnson and Sean Penn. Mm-hmm. Like, that's going to be weird.
Right, come on, man.
Your seat made your Johnson.
Hey. Doggone it. A woman in the UK is on the warpath following a bad experience at a supermarket. While out on vacation with her husband, they were going about the market shopping for some goods that they needed for their stay when the unthinkable happened and something fell from the top shelf of the market. A head of cauliflower. The vegetable fell 4 feet and struck the woman on the head, leading her to seek medical attention at the nearby hospital. She was hospitalized.
A 4-foot drop of cauliflower.
That's right. Sent her to the hospital.
It sent her to the hospital, or she went to the hospital? I feel like these are 2 different things.
She has since claimed that the incident left her with constant pain and nausea, unable to work, and she says that she's insulted by the company's response, which was a gift card to the store and reimbursement for the cab fare that was paid for the trip to the hospital. She says that they even put the cauliflower right back on the top shelf as they responded to the incident. The market informed her that she would need to contact a solicitor if they wanted to escalate the situation further.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know what else the grocery store is supposed to do.
Right.
Like a jar of pickles, I would get.
I can't
frozen
work.
bag of something, but like it's cauliflower, man. It fell 4 feet.
Right. Granted, I'm sure it, caused maybe a little bit of nausea if it struck you in the exact right spot. You can't work?
You got to hit an avocado. Look, you know what would have been worse if you had to eat it.
Hey.
If someone said, "Can I hit you in the face with cauliflower? Eat it." I'd be like, hit me with cauliflower.
It does suck.
It does.
And it's starting to invade everything. Like, I get it. Cauliflower
it's good for crust.
Right.
You know
it's
what else
not.
is good for crust? Flour.
Right.
Dude, it's so odd. Like, there's one place I go to that always has, like, the vegetable medley.
Yeah.
And I purposely do not eat the cauliflower. Broccoli, carrots, onions, fine.
Oh, yeah.
But then I'll eat cauliflower crust pizzas, rice cauliflower.
Sure.
I just don't like eating it on its own.
Well,
anything tastes great if you drench it in red sauce and cheese.
It helps. I mean, I don't eat oranges, but I'll drink orange juice.
Yeah,
I don't
right?
generally eat tomatoes.
It's kind of like there's a lot of people that hate tomatoes that love ketchup.
Yeah, that's a fact. That is an absolute fact. But just in case those stories left a bad taste in your mouth,
Thankfully, there's
good news.
we head to Japan, where humans and nature found a reason to coexist. In a video that has since gone viral, we see a heavy downpour in one of the local cities. The camera pans across the area to show just how much rain was coming down before centering on the rest of the covered area that the filmer was taking refuge under, as a herd of nearly 24 deer also taking shelter under the cover. The deer are completely unfazed by the people that are also under the shelter and are unbothered as they all film and take selfies with the animals. And it sparked a lot of joy online.
I think that makes sense, though. Like when it's just that wet. Like I was saying to Miles earlier, it was dumping rain, whatever day it was. And the dog, if I was like, "You want to go out?" loses her mind. She's at the door, tail wagging. Open the door. She sees the rain is just pissing down.
Oh, yeah.
Well, now she doesn't want to go.
It's kind of fun.
She's looking at me. I'm like, "No, dude, we got to. You're the one who said you want to go."
I don't want to go.
Yeah, I need to get that dog a weather app.
You do. Men's Room Sports, the Seattle Seahawks that put up a great fight against the Detroit Lions last weekend didn't exactly show up against the Giants this weekend. Just as the 42-29 score last week was a misrepresentation.
Now, it's time to hit the headlines. Here's my car.
Top story, we go to Utah, where one man should have just minded his own business. A report was filed by a police deputy who was on the scene administering CPR to a patient for an undisclosed issue. The man apparently saw the officer performing the maneuver and felt the need to add his 2 cents, claiming to be a 15-year critical care paramedic. Criticizing the officer's technique and made several attempts to remove the deputy's hands. Ignoring several commands to leave the scene, the man was eventually placed under arrest for obstruction and 3 misdemeanor charges and is due in court. An investigation into his medical background only produced a long-expired certification from the National Registry of Emergency Medical Technicians.
I'm sorry. If I'm the cop, I tase his ass.
Right.
Just at the moment that he tries to move my hands, I'm doing CPR.
No, you need to do it this way. You're doing it wrong.
I'm trying to save a man's life.
Right.
You're not. I am here. There are other cops here. I'm the guy doing it. We get trained in this.
I'm telling you, you're doing it wrong.
Yeah, that's when I pull. Or tell one of my other guys, like, tase his ass if he's not going to listen.
Knock him out. Just knock him out. In other news, another apology needed to be issued from the airline industry, this time due to an issue with a flight from Sydney to Tokyo. We toasted this earlier today.
Yeah.
A systems malfunction led to the unfortunate inability for passengers to enjoy an in-flight movie of their choosing on the device locked into their seats. But flight staff did have the ability to air one from all devices on there. And kind of like when they, like when Delta will do that, they'll stop everything and they'll run you through all the, right. They'll run you through all the safety stuff there, so they can kind of take over things there. Finding a fix that would alleviate some of the boredom of a long flight, they took a poll on which movie they would broadcast on the in-seat devices, with the prevailing group voting for the Dakota Johnson movie, Daddy-O.
They knew what they were doing.
They're damn right they knew what they were doing. Unfortunately for those locked in, looking for a family-friendly movie, this film features profuse use of the F-word, prolonged sexting exchanges, and an erect penis, which was broadcast to all screens, with none of them even having the ability to shut the screens off to opt out of the viewing the movie.
Nice penis.
Due to the poor experience, the airline issued a sincere apology. That's the kicker right there.
Then they served them all corn dogs.
In-flight corn dog?
In-flight meal.
In-flight corn dog?
Here. Would you like the chicken breast or a corn dog?
Hot corn dog?
Hot corn dog.
Side of beans?
That would be a wild...
Just 2 beans per plate.
2 beans and corn dog.
Pair of deviled eggs? The corn dog?
Right. 2 boiled eggs and a corn dog.
Oh, my God.
We got a theme on the slide.
That's right. You guys enjoyed this Dakota Johnson movie? A lot of Johnson in this Dakota Johnson movie.
Dakota Johnson and Johnson.
Right. Dakota Johnson and Johnson.
I mean, I'm going to stereotype a little bit here, but you tell me you got a movie with Dakota Johnson and Sean Penn. Mm-hmm. Like, that's going to be weird.
Right, come on, man.
Your seat, Major Johnson.
Hey. Doggone it. A woman in the UK is on the warpath following a bad experience at a supermarket. While out on vacation with their husband, they were going about the market shopping for some goods that they needed for their stay when the unthinkable happened and something fell from the top shelf of the market. A head of cauliflower. The vegetable fell 4 feet and struck the woman on the head, leading her to seek medical attention at the nearby hospital. She was hospitalized.
A 4-foot drop of cauliflower.
That's right. Sent her to the hospital.
It sent her to the hospital, or she went to the hospital? I feel these are two different things.
She has since claimed that the incident left her with constant pain and nausea, unable to work, and she says that she's insulted by the company's response, which was a gift card to the store and reimbursement for the cab fare that was paid for the trip to the hospital. She says that they even put the cauliflower right back on the top shelf as they responded to the incident. The market informed her that she would need to contact a solicitor if they wanted to escalate the situation further.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know what else the grocery store is supposed to do.
Right.
Like a jar of pickles, I would get.
I can't
frozen
work.
bag of something, but like it's cauliflower, man. It fell 4 feet.
Right. Granted, I'm sure it, caused maybe a little bit of nausea if it struck you in the exact right spot. You can't work.
You got hit in the head. Look, you know what would have been worse if you had to eat it.
Hey.
If someone said, "Can I hit you in the face with cauliflower? Eat it." I'd be like, hit me with the cauliflower.
It does suck.
It does.
And it's starting to invade everything. Like, I get it, cauliflower
it's good for crust.
Right.
You know
it's
what else
not.
is good for crust? Flour.
Right.
Dude, it's so odd. Like, there's one place I go to that always has, like, the vegetable medley.
Yeah.
And I purposely do not eat the cauliflower. Broccoli, carrots, onions, fine.
Oh, yeah.
But then I'll eat cauliflower crust pizzas, riced cauliflower.
Sure.
I just don't like eating it on its own.
Well, anything tastes great if you drench it in red sauce and cheese.
It helps. Yeah. I mean, I don't eat oranges, but I'll drink orange juice.
Yeah,
I don't
right?
generally eat tomatoes.
It's kind of like there's a lot of people that hate tomatoes that love ketchup.
Yeah, that's a fact. That is an absolute fact. But just in case those stories left a bad taste in your mouth,
thankfully, there's good news.
We head to Japan, where humans and nature found a reason to coexist. In a video that has since gone viral, we see a heavy downpour in one of the local cities. The camera pans across the area to show just how much rain was coming down before centering on the rest of the covered area that the filmer was taking refuge under, as a herd of nearly 24 deer also taking shelter under the cover. The deer are completely unfazed by the people that are also under the shelter and are unbothered as they all film and take selfies with the animals. And it sparked a lot of joy online.
I think that makes sense, though. Like when it's just that wet. Like I was saying to Miles earlier, it was dumping rain, whatever day it was. And the dog, if I was like, you want to go out? Loses her mind. She's at the door, tail wagging. Open the door. She sees the rain is just pissing down.
Oh, yeah.
But now she doesn't want to go.
It's kind of fun.
She's looking at me. I'm like, no, dude, we got to. You're the one who said you want to go.
Yeah, I don't want to go.
Yeah, I need to get that dog a weather app.
You do. Men's Room Sports, the Seattle Seahawks that put up a great fight against the Detroit Lions last weekend didn't exactly show up against the Giants this weekend. Just as the 42-29 score last week was a misrepresentation of a blowout defeat, the 20-29 score this week was a misrepresentation that the Seahawks put up a good fight. Poor play design, a defense that couldn't stop big plays in the short game, and an offense that couldn't get anything rolling all contributed to the loss this week. Head coach Mike McDonald said in a post-game conference that we needed to keep our heads up, take it on the chin, and move forward, looking toward the upcoming Thursday night game against the Niners this week.
He's right.
They're on just a couple days, so.
It happened.
Yeah.
It sucks. The
Lick our
players
wounds,
know
go
it.
back to
We
it.
know it. Right. Get back to work, man.
And that's something that he's consistently said. Even when we were winning those cupcake games, he said we can be better. We have to be better. We have to continue to be better. So I like his stance on it. Like, he's not blaming anybody other than just say we need to be better.
That's what good coaches say.
That's right. Sports on the night. You got some NBA preseason. The Thunder are in San Antonio against the Spurs, currently underway over on NBA Network. Baseball playoffs are also on as we speak. Kansas City takes on New York for Game 2 over on TBS and True TV. And the Saints are in Kansas City against the Chiefs for Monday Night Football over on ESPN. As far as your weather, the nice weather this week will be short-lived for the foreseeable future, so enjoy it. Things are going to cool down tonight to the high 50s leading into tomorrow, where we can expect mostly cloudy skies with a slight chance of rain and a high of 67. Be ready for the rain to show up in full effect next week. It's on its way, y'all. That's it for your headlines. With that, Mike Hawk is out.
Thank you, sir. We appreciate it. We'll see you next time for the Daily Mix Morning Show. We will sit and spin. The lovely Jolene is up next.
Yes, indeed. It's all true. But in the meantime, well, we be all about this bitch. So until next time, please do what you do best. And for Aletha's sake, stay beautiful.
The Men's Room has been taped before a live studio audience. Wardrobe and makeup provided by Mantastic Limited. This has been a presentation of the Men's Room Radio Network. Oh, man! A Double Flush production.
What's up? It's your boy, the Ted Smith from the Men's Room. And did you know I have a podcast? Well, I do. The Podcast. New episodes uploaded every Wednesday on the Odyssey app.
At Lovers, you can get what you really want this holiday, a perfect pleasure present. Find a sexy gift for a loved one and pick up something indulgent for yourself. Lovers has lingerie, toys, and accessories for every desire. Lovers Rewards members can win a holiday sweepstakes grand prize worth over $4,000. With 18 Western Washington locations, Lovers is the place for sexy holiday gifting. Mention Indulge for 20% off your purchase. Visit loversstores.com for official sweepstakes rules.
Early holiday deals are here, and so are amazing deals at Amazon. You'll save so much on early holiday fashion gifts, like cozy fits and stylish shirts. You'll have money left over for those aviators that make you feel like a maverick. Or that ugly holiday sweater that's like really ugly.
OMG, that's like really ugly.
Oh, what fun it is to save. Shop early holiday deals now.
This episode is brought to you by Progressive Insurance. Whether you love true crime or comedy, celebrity interviews or news, you call the shots on what's in your podcast queue. And guess what? Now you can call them on your auto insurance too with the Name Your Price tool from Progressive. It works just the way it sounds. You tell Progressive how much you want to pay for car insurance, and they'll show you coverage options that fit your budget. Get your quote today at Progressive.com to join the over 28 million drivers who trust Progressive. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Price and coverage match limited by state law.
Feeling overwhelmed? Struggling with mental health shouldn't be the norm. At Mindful Therapy Group, we specialize in connecting you with compassionate therapists that can support you through stress, anxiety, ADHD, and so much more. With in-person and telehealth appointments available, we can get you seen in as little as 48 hours. To make things easier, Mindful Therapy Group accepts most health insurances, including Medicare, allowing you to focus on you and not your wallet. Visit mindfultherapygroup.com to start your mental health journey today.
Terms and conditions apply. For full details, see unlock.com/legal. Actor portrayal.
Lisa, thanks for having me over. Your new kitchen is gorgeous. How did you find the money to do it?
We worked with this great company, Unlock. They help you unlock the future value of your home to get the cash you need today.
So it's a home equity loan?
No, it's not a loan at all. There's no monthly payments and no interest charges ever. And you can use the money however you want. We were able to redo our kitchen and pay off our credit card debt.
Wow, Jack and I could really use this to finally pay off our old student loan debt. How do I get started?
It's easy. Just go to their website.
Go to unlock.com/radio to unlock the value in your home and get up to $500,000 in cash with no monthly payments and no interest ever. Pay off debt, improve your home, add to your retirement fund. It's up to you. Go to unlock.com/radio right now to see if you qualify to unlock the value in your home. That's unlock.com/radio. Go to unlock.com/radio.